I should have done
Yeah, exactly.
that. Yeah.
And not only that, funny moments always funny
Exactly.
moments.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, to begin with, thank you for coming along to this. I'm very excited to get learning this system because I think it's a system I'd like to do some other storytelling in. But for now, let's focus on this story. So a couple of days ago, or throughout the week, your good friend and patron Gundren Rockseeker approached you and asked you to help him transport some important supplies of his down south, down to a town called Phandalin, which you may or may not know. You may have your own reasons for going there. He asked you to transport a ox-drawn carriage of supplies for 10 gold pieces, and you've agreed. Some of you may know each other. Some of you may have met only briefly on the morning of your departure. Our adventure begins when you're half a day's travel south of Neverwinter on the Tribor Trail, heading south down towards Phandalin. In fact, I will even swap the page to the scene.
Oh yeah.
I already forgot something I had planned, so let's just retcon and say, you're all amazing adventurers. You may have all these different stories, and cool adventures await you. It's dangerous to go alone.
In there.
So on and so forth. So, you're traveling in these beautiful grassy plains, south on the Tribal Trail. Hills on one side, ocean on the other. Depending on your choice of footwear, the grass is between your toes. If you wouldn't mind, describe your characters. Who's marching at the front? Who's marching at the back? You're a band of well, probably work colleagues, I would say. So Gundren has some of you as friends and favors to take on this job. Or he may have just singled you out of a crowd in Neverwinter. Nonetheless, you're here together, and you've been traveling for half a day.
You see, sitting at the helm of the carriage, drawn by the ox, the great stampeding footfalls of the heavy beast as it snorts its way, occasionally dipping down to eat some grass, nibble at some lush grass. However, it is quickly reminded by a heavy stick hits it across its back, so it keeps moving. You see a human man standing about 5'8", pale complexion to his features. He's wearing very traveler's worn gear, but very nicely put together, very nicely stitched. You see a picture of him right there. He has a slightly chubbiness to his mug, but he carries himself with a deep pride. He carries himself in such a way that he portrays an aura of one being in control and one wishing to be in control as he surveys the nearby countryside and takes in the greenery. So kind of muttering under his breath a few things here or there as he looks around, studying the area. He lets out a sigh of relief almost as the ox begins to move its way through the winding grasslands. He turns slowly to Avalanche. It is good to finally be outside of Neverwinter, is it not, my friend?
Yeah, and as it was like myself, I'm sort of reading was a sort of a tome. It was a booklet I got out of my sort of elven sort of pouch. Look up and go, sorry, you were mentioning something? Oh, never mind.
Neverwinter.
And, of course, Neverwinter, yes. So my character, his name's Upluck. He's quite a tall, I'd say it was a sun elf with a sort of pale complexion. It's about 6'2". sort of pale, sort of grey eyes himself. He carries himself in an eternal sort of search for knowledge, but also considering his age is upwards of like 700 years old, he's seen a lot of the world. He's a traveller. Yeah, some might call him a vagabond, some might call him sort of introverted itself, but it's only because he finds the company of other people sometimes trying it at times, unless they have some kind of useful information, as he sort of deems. But he'll try and help where sort of possible. So as he is himself, he is actually quite a powerful sort of wizard itself on an eternal sort of quest for knowledge, and here at the moment. Maybe for wizard debts, maybe not for debts, but also for eternal quest.
And where is Avalak? Am I saying that right?
Avalak? Yeah.
Where's Avalak in the marching order?
In the marching order, well, he's kind of on the plains exile.
The planes. Oh, sorry.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Alright.
Tybers, could still turn to talk to me or whatever. But I'm
So
sort of-
Tybers sitting up the front with the reins.
Yes.
Avalak is sitting out the back. It's a fairly open, like it's got a loose canvas on it, and it's not terribly large. It's drawn by 2 ox, pretty normal-looking mules. So they're like a kind of patchy brown and grey fur or hair, and they go forward at a steady pace. But as you do I say Sieg or Tiber?
Siege. Tiber Siege is my name, which I have introduced myself to this party. I continue on speaking to Avalak. Neverwinter is so depressing. It's a ruined city. It hasn't truly recovered since the ash fell upon it, since Hot now erupted. It's nice to be somewhere where it's green. Don't you think, Avalak?
Really strange occurrence, don't you think? These ash zombies, you've heard about them, haven't you?
I've heard tales.
Yeah.
Many tales. Many like to speak such things when they drink, of course. Sometimes they speak of interesting things, sometimes not. However, your friend there might know more about them. Ask him, I'm sure. Hey, you! I speak to Gilmore? Gilmauer? Oh.
Okay.
Gilmore A. Gilmore is actually not with the party immediately. He was slightly ahead, laying in the grass. His loot next to him. He was just laying there in the grass, filling it all up, and then he's like, sits up. Oh, what? Who said my name?
I look around, expecting you to be in the cart. You're not there.
I'm like, you just see.
Where'd he go?
Sit up from like within the grass, and then
He
I
has a wandering
stand up and
mind.
start like skipping towards you guys with my little loot.
Where'd you run off to? You're leaving us with the goods. Come back here.
I'm sorry. I felt really connected just then. Like, and you're walking around and everything just feels right and that things are going well. I just had that feeling and I just had to sit in it and just live the moment.
Yes, well, I am glad that you're feeling well, but we have work to do, so please get in the cart.
Could you describe
Describe
your...
it.
Oh, sorry. Also, the cart is quite small, and so not everyone travels on it. So you kind of walk with it, you march with it.
I'll be skipping with it
Okay.
in the grass. I'm not wearing shoes.
So just describe yourself and how you skip.
Gracefully. I'm Gilmore. I am 6 foot tall.
Okay.
I'm not very built. I'm a very kind of scrawny man. I've got blonde hair, as you can see. And yeah, he's a little bit tanned, not too much. He's very an ordinary person. Very ordinary looking, half elvish human being that is very normal and wants to make his mark on the world and be remembered because
So you'd say
He's
he's
nothing.
a half elf with more human features than an elf?
yes.
Okay.
skipping with my beloved loot very
Alright.
gracefully next to the cart, but I don't have any shoes on and I'm in the grass.
Fantastic.
Letting my
Alright.
toes
give you-
feel all the debt.
I give you a little bit of a contemptuous glance as you get back in line, then I put my eyes forward on the road. I look back and turn back towards Neverwinter once again as it fades away into the distance behind us on the horizon. I mumble to Avalak. I suppose... I have a pained look at my expression. I suppose this won't take so much time, do you think? I do not wish to leave my family back there. I usually take them with me on such long excavations. However, I do not think this one would be suitable for them. We're heading for the mountains. Do you worry about your family like that? Sometimes, Avalak?
As Tovis sort of mentions this, you see Avalak sort of a wandering eye into that sort of distance, and David look for a second and come back. Not so much. No need to.
No? You don't think about family?
Never said I didn't think about them. I just don't think it's appropriate. We have a job to do, don't we?
Yes. You gotta catch me off guard there. Yes.
And
what about you? Yeah.
well, with your minds thinking of the job, you also notice the other traveling member of your party. Max, if you would please describe your character in the situation.
Oh, where'd you come from?
So I'm a wood elf. I'm about 6'3". I have bright and slightly glowing yellow eyes, but you can't really see them because it's I have a deep green woodland, like forest hooded cloak. But you can see sort of a shoulder length, scraggly, like brown hair, and just typical wood elf skin, and but a notable feature is a deep red scar going from the top of the cheek near the temple and sort of splining down to the cheek, as if like survival of the fittest sort of thing.
There's been in some scraps. And where are you right now?
I'm currently further down the road behind the
Behind.
cart,
Okay.
catching
So you're,
up.
okay. So you're like trailing. And great.
I sort of mentions, like, didn't we have a wood elf that was following us?
Yes,
Was
I
it my
think so.
imagination?
I think so. I turn around.
What was his name?
Oh, there he is. Hey!
And what's the name of your character, Max?
Oh yeah, hang on, I'll just put it. Where did I put it?
Sorry, I think I'll just add in a little bit more context. So also just realized my fly is down.
We're not gonna see it.
Emily,
so
stop.
Gundren had told you guys that you guys are to transport this, and then he and his bodyguard were going to travel ahead because he had an appointment with his contacts in Phandalin, and they expect to receive your supplies. He actually had planned to come with you, but Gundren couldn't be here, so that's why he'd hired you guys. He's trusted people he can trust to kind of keep things.
User in your channel timed
fair.
out.
Oh, who have we lost?
Max.
No, unfortunately, that was Max.
Okay.
Continuing on.
I'll
As...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he needed people he could trust that could stay fairly quiet while he and his bodyguard rode ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so you're probably about a day or two, but you'll be a day or two behind him because the cart is slow. It's heavy and it needs to be pulled by strong oxen.
Just a quick question. What kind of goods are we transporting? What's in the cart?
I have this prepared. I have this prepared in a book.
That's okay. As you're looking through that, and
User joined your channel.
Max is jumping back in. I turn to you, Max, to your character, and I say, "Forgive me, I don't think I recall your name." You
He
there?
likely stares at you. Oh no.
Max?
Hello?
He's a silent one, isn't he?
maybe he's just too far away for us to
And
actually properly
Nope.
communicate with him. We need to
but your knowledge
alert
of
his
the Wood
attention.
Elves extends to knowing that even if you did whisper 50
User
feet
in your
ahead
channel timed out.
of the individual, your words would carry on the wind, and they would receive it in time.
Wood Elf! Wood Elf!
I was like, oh, the music. Oh, that is not music.
So how have your exploits been going, Avalak? Since I last met you? What,
It's
5 years ago? Something like
5
that.
years. Well, 10 years ago. I'm down.
Oh, has it been that long?
long? Oh, sorry. No, forgive me. I didn't realise it was an extended period of time. No, I've been mostly sort of travelling around from place to place and gathering knowledge. And a cool little trinket as I sort of go into my there's a little pocket vest, sort of, and I pull out this sort of green. It's sort of an orb, but it has this sort of embroidered golden sort of ring around it. It's like,
Oh.
but this.
I look at it. I don't reach for it, but I look because that's a respect thing. But I do like closely examine it, and I do have a good eye for stuff and how much it's
That's
worth.
fair.
Being one who is very close to markets. So yeah, I do look at it and I examine it and I inspect its wares, and it's of high quality, and I'm like, oh, that is
User joined your channel.
a fine piece. Where, may I ask, did you acquire such a fine trinket?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? Yeah, well,
Of course.
All I can say is that was a high elf or sun elf, as you sort of know them, was the origin. Although its mysteries are still locked. I sort of stare out for a bit and sort of snap back to reality. But,
Indeed.
yeah, besides that, then.
A
I
word
place
of
it back in
advice,
my
though, my friend. Do not
Mm.
keep it in your satchel. Keep it to your left-hand side pocket.
pocket. Mm.
That is the hardest place for a would-be thief to take it from you.
And true.
A
but-
word
User in your channel
A
timed
word of
out.
advice, my friend.
But at the same time, it's funny how you actually say, put it in your left pocket, knowing that it is in my left pocket.
Hmm. I
Maybe
suppose
put
I
it
have
some-
an eye for such things.
Maybe I put it somewhere else, and I grab it out with my satchel again, and I throw it up, and then I just incite like a little incantation, and it disappears
Ah.
into the ether. Now no one will have it, except the spirits.
I study you with like a bit of bewilderment and surprise, and I'm like, oh, that's it's you magicians.
Magician, sir?
What are you now?
And is studying
An archaeologist, is it? Now a magician, a seeker of acquired goods. Acquired.
Acquired. And at this point, it is not so much standoffish as musing. But it's okay. I understand. I tried to keep my uses of magic to a minimum.
Yes, you wouldn't wish to. Magic, magic, magic. This realm, this entire kingdom has been ravaged by the scores and scourges of magic. First, the Wailing Death 100 years ago. The Shadow King uprose not too long ago as well. The Spell Plague. Who knows? Perhaps the volcanic eruption of Hotnail was caused by magic.
Oh, was it right to say? But imagine that altercation, it will be humans dabbling in things they just don't understand, or anything else. The idea of the Shadow King was it coming? Admittedly, yes, of high was an elven origin, of course, but an aspect we don't like to sort of talk about.
Of course, of course.
And actually, as we're talking about elves, and I sort of was attempting as a Gilmore, it's like, half elven, aren't you?
I am currently staring at a tree with my instrument in one hand,
User
and I'm
joined your
casting a parlor trick to draw a little love heart into the tree because I'm feeling connected to it at the moment.
And
The free spirit is in
So
you.
is that something you have? Is that a cantrip or something?
Yeah, prestidigitation parlor trick.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, using that to draw a little love heart into the tree, and I'm just completely out of the blue, not even paying attention.
A free
I'm really
spirit,
easily
isn't he?
distracted free spirit man.
Okay. Oh, so do we have Max now?
Max? You alive?
Max.
I think so. I think I'm here.
Max is here. Fantastic. Okay. So, you have been on the road for some time now, and you've been making your way down the Tribor Trail, and you've just started the turn. You come around a bend, and you spot 2 dead horses sprawled out on the path. It's about 50 feet in front of you, and each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of the horse. And the woods kind of press in close to the trail here, and there's like an embankment, and you can see it's quite a good spot for an ambush.
As we
What
approach,
do you do?
as we
I knocked
approach,
that arrow.
Gilmore is still behind us, trailing. I stand cautiously and having a look at the surroundings. I motion for him to come, not saying anything. I'm like, look.
That's
I
what I'm-
miraculously see a bird, or no, a butterfly, floating off in the distance, and then I see the egg like mentioning for me to come as the like butterfly flies over his head. Like, I make my way over to him, and I say, "Donna."
And as you're walking through, Max, I ask your name quick. Just what's your name? Kia Dark? Max?
Yeah, duck.
Kia Dark.
Yeah, duck.
Kia Dark. Kia Dark. Do you see anything? I notice you getting the arrow, knocking the arrow.
I have a feeling about this.
Gilmore, stop. Gilmore.
And I sort of I get off the.
I slowly put my food down on the ground.
I get off the the carriage itself and sort of walk towards the dead horses and sort of give it a sort of an overview.
Okay.
The arrows
So-
and stuff.
So as you investigate,
Slowly approach cautiously.
okay. So and so have you left the carriage? You've,
Yeah,
that's-
I've got
you
off
just
the
left it
carriage.
left it back there and you disembarked. Or
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I leave about 10 meters away and start
Alright.
heading towards it cautiously,
Alright.
weapon in hand.
And Gilmore and Kia.
I'm just behind Siag.
Okay.
I climb onto the cart to get a higher firing position.
Okay.
If need be.
So Avalak, roll an investigation.
Okay, so oh god,
First roll.
oh that's right. So I hope I get it right. So yeah.
So it'll be a roll of d20 plus your whatever your plus is on your investigation.
No, that's not how you do it. Oh god, I've forgotten. Help.
So
Slash
1d20. Yeah.
slash R, sorry. Nah.
Is it D and then
Slash
yeah.
R, then space D something.
20.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. I'll
Like
turn it
that.
off for you.
Like that.
Oh,
Without the
the other
full
one.
stop.
Sorry, I'm retarded. It's okay. I just... There we go. Okay. And then.
That's a natural 20.
Okay?
Yep, that works. See, all my one, and also you can plus another 5 onto that for my
Okay.
investigation.
That's
Yep.
You see
Okay.
everything.
Yes, you're like on cocaine right now.
I know it's Elvin's spirit.
So, you see all the horses have received slashing,
User in your channel timed
weapon
out.
damage, as well as obviously the arrows that are sticking out of there.
Mhm.
You investigate the horses and you look at the saddlebags. The saddlebags have been completely looted. And most
how decomposed are the horses? Are they freshly killed? Are they still warm? I go up to it and actually touch the horse, see.
okay, so they are recent.
They're still warm.
They've
I'm
been,
like,
they've been
Hmm.
they would have been cooled, but
Cool.
they're not decomposed yet. I mean, the flies are around the eyes and mouth, and they smell,
Mm.
but the flesh is intact. These have been here for about a day, and Avalak,
Mm.
you know,
User joined your
and
channel.
you recognize these to be the horses of Gundren Rockseeker and Sildar Hallwinter. Sildar Hallwinter being his bodyguard.
Right, so
Probably like a brand. These animals are usually branded as well.
So
Yeah.
you recognize them to be them. And what you notice is, most precariously, kind of under one of the legs, it was difficult to see, kind of between the legs of a horse that were kind of closed over it. You see a little strap out, and you see that most fought over, and there's a lot of damage, and you can see that the strap is broken, and it looks like this wasn't just looted, it was probably like the last
User
thing
in
that
your
was,
channel timed
you know,
out.
someone had been holding on to, was
Oh.
a leather map case,
Hmm.
and it's empty.
Oh dear, oh, this is troubling.
Yeah.
This is Gundren and
so-
his bodyguard's horse.
It is.
Mm-hmm. No, I can tell. And the
Okay,
markings.
And
here.
at this point,
Hmm?
I need everyone's passive perception.
Oh, right.
Okay, so it's just the number, or do you roll for it?
So the number on your character sheet, that's passive perception.
Okay, 17.
17?
14.
14?
I scan the horizons.
I need to roll a d20. Alright,
I
so we've got
want to
17,
say-
14.
I want to say 2. I don't know. I'm looking at my character sheet.
Could be below.
It's
yeah,
like
max
10
out.
plus your
Underneath your
perception.
stats. On the bottom left of the sheet.
First page.
Yeah, so I get perception plus 2 on wisdom, so wisdom plus 2 perception.
There's a separate thing that's just passive perception.
Oh,
passive
shit,
wisdom.
Okay, 12.
12.
Yeah, there you go.
Max, do you have yours? I don't
No,
know.
he's not alive.
I might not have put it on yours.
No,
That's
he's
all
not. He's not here.
That's okay. I can work Max back in any time.
That's right. Sorry.
So at this point, you are... Goblins appear. Ambushed. There are 2 goblins, armed with... Let me just double check. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm doing this right.
Wait, you hear that?
Ooh.
Shit! Goblins!
So
Goblins.
Draw a weapon.
roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative. But, because no one beat their stealth check, they've got a surprise round on you guys.
Bastards.
Ah,
1d20 for stealth check, yeah?
No, just roll your
Oh,
initiative.
D20.
Yeah, roll a d20, add your initiative.
Alright, that's a total of 17 for me,
Yeah, I got 16.
17 for Taibu. Sheesh, Taibu.
Oh Jesus! And fucking look at this half elf over here. Fucking doesn't know what's going on.
I've got no idea. Okay, 3. I'm still not paying attention. I'm still like, my eyes are still trailing a butterfly.
So,
It's
we
like,
have Deej on 17, Avalak on 16. We have, with your modifier, what are you?
Like-
Gilmore?
4, betcha.
5?
God.
So, quick question, so how many
User joined your
goblins
channel.
have attacking us?
4.
4? Okay.
There are 4 goblins attacking you. I might just roll initiative for Max.
If you're alive.
Just so
I'm
that's
here.
just that. Roll a d20.
If little bottle.
6.
Okay, and your initiative, your character sheet looks a little, I don't have your filled out character sheet, but just add your initiative bonus to that. It'll just be your dexterity unless you have any other bonuses.
Oh, okay. Right. 1.
Okay, so you got a 9. Oh my god, I'm now understanding all the shit you have to have ready. I have it ready, but it's like I have
You're just
all
trying
the
to place
stuff.
it.
It's just like on pages.
That's right.
Oh, it's all good.
Definitely learning that bookmarks and things are so good. Da-da-da.
Get my spells out.
Okay, so I just need to roll for. Alright, so you've got wow, they did not roll good initiative, did they?
No.
Stupid goblins.
One of them is as good as me. It must be their bard.
Yeah,
In
right.
the back.
Hmm.
Town of loot. It's like, I have this and whack people over the head with.
He's like drawing a love heart in a tree.
Okay, sorry for that, hold up. So,
Oh,
these goblins rush out of the bushes and the thickets. As you can see, as they approach you, two of the goblins have, I believe they have daggers on them. I just left that page because I had to go to the stat page. Da-da-da. No, they have short sword scimitars, and so two of them have scimitars, and two of them have short bows, and you can see that two of them are rushing up to you. They have a movement of... Okay, so in this surprise round, you see two of them run up to you as Siege and Avalak were the ones who kind of at the front
yep.
there. Those guys run up straight up to you, and they will attack. So
They're coming, watch out!
the first one runs up to Avalak and hits him with the scimitar.
yeah.
He rolls a... That was a bad roll. Like, not correct. An 8 to hit. Does that hit your armor class?
No, I got 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your... or describe how you dodge this.
Oh, right. Well, so
There you go.
as was it sort of screams for the goblin, was it coming towards me? I sort of spot the one charging sort of goblin right towards me, and just in a simple was it sidestep movement? Was it wait for him? Was it get
Okay.
very sort of close to my body and just right past?
Right. Fantastic.
Glaring at him.
Make a note. The next one actually runs up to Siege and tries to go for him, and he rolls with a scimitar attack. He rolls a 13 plus 4, 17 to hit.
That's gonna be a hit.
Okay.
Armor class of 13.
All right. The 5 points of slashing damage.
5 points of slashing damage. Okay. So, this thing...
Okay.
Yep. Okay, good. Yep. That's 5 points of
So,
slashing damage.
it runs up to you like all snarling, like, and it does like a little like cat-like hiss. It has like a side swipe at you, and it connects with your armor, but you feel it just go, or with your I think you're wearing a leather.
Yeah,
armor,
padded armor. As
yeah, so you feel it go through, and it just misses a spot. You get a cut on you. You're like, ah. Oh,
yeah, actually does quite a bit of damage. As the thing runs at me, I take out my flail, this great copper instrument, and I hit it. I swing it at him. However, it darts out of the way as it just moves around my attack and just like moves underneath my arm. This small little shit and like guts me straight in the stomach, dealing grievous amounts of damage as it impales my stomach, and I scream ah! And I push it away, clutching my bloody stomach. As it's done tremendous amounts of damage to me as I'm... Shit!
And...
Yep, that's my turn.
What was I gonna say? Alright. So then, still surprise round. Goblins still attacking. Incoming the two with the short bows. So you'll get... one of them is taking another shot at Avalak. Because they saw you going through the contents. So they're going to take a short bow shot at you. and that's gonna be a. He rolled a 1. So this goblin's like.
Touching it up, and then
And,
as the arrow as it sort of flies towards sort of another sort of sort of premeditated sort of movement or whatever, another step back, just almost moonwalk. Just,
and while you see the arrow take off, and you feel like it's gonna fly towards you, you just see it just. Because this goblin has whipped it, and the arrow has like whipped him, and he's holding his wrist, going. It screams something out in like some foul goblin or orcish, and you can just see it really fucking pissed off up at the back. The other goblin with the short bow, attempts to kind of run around and kind of go around the outside, and can see and tries to kind of get into the side of you and tries to take out Gilmore from the side. So he's kind of flanked around, kind of at a 90-degree angle. So you've got 2 goblins kind of fighting with you over dead horses, and one kind of behind near thickets, and there's kind of a slightly higher, and then the other one is kind of gone around to get a clear shot through onto Gilmore. And this shortbow shot will be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
ooh.
Ow.
Oh wait, that's the wrong dice. 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
All right. So now, surprise round over.
Oh, cool.
The top initiative was the goblin with the scimitar. That's gonna go for Avalak again. He's gonna roll a 16 to hit.
And he hits because I've still only got 11
Okay.
armor class.
That's 3 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
And so
Yes.
now seeing his comrades fail to hit you a couple times. So he failed, then the arrow didn't make it. And knowing that you'd rebuffed him so easily last time, he's quite enraged and all kind of slashy, and just managed to nick you with his scimitar.
Yeah, you don't know. All he does, it was a more or less. I haven't. That's the thing in my sort of arrogance, I suppose. What I didn't think, this small little creature would be able to get close enough. But then all of a sudden, he strikes, even much shorter than myself, just into my side.
Indeed.
So I sort of fall
Okay.
back a little bit.
So now it's Siege's turn. What do you do, Siege?
As I push this creature back from me, swearing under my breath, then I look at it and I gaze my eyes at it and I say in Goblin, a language I can speak, Groosh will face you. As I say, his god will come for him. As I still clutching, I drop my flail, still clutching my horribly wounded gut. With my other hand, I drop my flail. I reach into my pocket, and I take out a small pouch of silver, a handful of copper coins, and I fling it into the air in slow motion, and the coins begin to spin into the air, scintillate, and then just as soon as they are in the air, I speak words, divine words, and I cast and you see the coins evaporate into thin air, into gold mist. And then from my eyes and from my mouth, golden light beams. And as I cast a spell, command, and I command this goblin to drop. Drop.
All right. So how does that spell work?
All right. So you speak one word command to a creature you can see within range, and the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. Versus my spell save DC. So it has to be 12, I believe.
Okay. Your spell save DC is 12.
Yep. So it has to make a Wisdom saving
Wisdom
throw.
save. All right. He fails. That's a 9 minus 1. So he rolled an 8.
Yep.
So he is now. You've commanded him to drop.
Yep. And the creature just stepping back with his blood, with my blood on his scimitar as he begins to lunge forward. Then suddenly fear comes into his eye and he just goes smack onto the floor, right into the muck of the mud on the floor.
He's down there.
He's down
He's
there.
considered prone,
And I look at him and I start walking towards him and I unsheath my dagger. That's my turn.
yes, love
Cool.
it. Next up we have Avalak. It is your turn.
So I'm assuming that was a different goal. The one.
Yeah. So there's.
So that
That's
was the
right.
one that
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
after him.
That's all right and all that. Well, the one that wasn't decided to actually take a shot at me. Well, let's see. I'm going to as a cast a chromatic orb on this little fucking. So basically, what I can do, it's a 4-inch like sphere of energy, and I
Okay.
can choose what type it is, and I want it to be a lightning orb.
Okay.
And so there.
So
Creature takes a 3d8 damage.
okay. Does he need to?
No, it's instantaneous. So
Does it hit automatically? Is there a spell save involved?
no, not by the looks of it.
No, really? I'll just double check that.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
feel
I've
like there
got
should
the
be.
little app thing, and it doesn't say.
Okay.
Yeah, the little lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring that up now.
Yeah, because I remember you were saying about like components you weren't going to worry about too much.
Yeah.
About trail out and all this other sort of crap.
Da-da-da-da-da. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, and you have to make a ranged spell attack against the target.
Hmm.
So, roll a d20 and
Mhm.
add your spell modifier, which
Okay.
should be on the 3rd page of your character sheet,
Yeah,
the 2nd
yeah,
page.
Yeah, the spell modifier.
It
Oh,
should
is
be
that the?
like a plus.
Oh,
something.
is that the spell attack? Yeah, okay.
The spell bonus, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Let's see.
just the usual d20.
Yeah.
Oh shit, and then plus another 5, so that's 9.
9. What am I looking at? Is that 9 total?
9 in total, yeah.
Okay. So that does not hit. Let me see. Yep, so unfortunately that misses.
Hmm.
Goes
So
straight through.
because of the pain, my injury or whatever, I didn't cast the spell correctly, and I sort of bolt of lightning zip past the goblin. Here in his eyes.
Avalak, get back! As I'm
Yeah.
marching
and-
towards the goblin.
Yep, and so you have, you still have a movement and a bonus action. I believe if you move away, that goblin will have an attack of opportunity on you, if you choose to move.
Shit. And that's right. So I've got it. So I got a movement, and what was the other?
And a bonus action. If there's anything you
bonus
can do
action.
as a bonus action.
I can. They're like cantrips as well, I imagine.
No, you can't cantrip as a bonus action. I'll just quickly, like, I don't want, like, I want us to take our time to do this right, so we get good
Yeah,
combat.
that's
So
right.
I'll quickly just bring up what we can do in bonus actions. Page 189. So, bonus actions. So there are some spells you can do as a bonus action. So check your spells to see if you can do it as a bonus action. There might be some there actually might be some cantrips or spells you can do as a bonus.
on a quick thing.
It'll say casting time. It should be on that. If it's not on the app, check your spell list. The other things you can do.
Yeah, that's it's just saying.
Yeah. Also, do you have any? Do you have any reaction spells as well?
Yes, I do have my shield.
Oh, okay. So anytime if any attacks are made against you, you can use that at any time.
Oh, cool.
Anytime that happens, I think if it's a reaction.
Yeah, actually true. If I'm hit by an attack,
So
or triggered,
if anything's attacking you, you say reaction shield or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can conjure up an arcane shield
Cool.
and help deflect the blow.
Yeah, 1 round duration. Yeah, that works. Yeah, no, I can do that. Oh, okay. Well, that's the case. Well, yeah. Well, if that's the case, I might just sort of stay where I am because I don't want him to get the
Okay.
attacking opportunity on me.
All right. So next up we have Max.
Yes, so I aim the little shit that's attacked exile or killed.
It's seizure. It's on the floor right now.
It's on.
Oh, it's on the floor.
It's on the floor. One attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's prone, just lying
That's
there.
nice.
in the
You can
mud.
shoot him, but like it's yeah. That's just note to you.
Oh, okay. No, it's the goblin that attempted to fire and I failed to do so. a disgrace against the bowcraft. How do I roll it? It's just do I roll or?
Yep. So
Yeah.
roll a d20. So roll d20.
Okay.
That's a 2.
Damn.
That's a 2. Add. Well. Yeah.
D20.
You've got a +5 to hit, makes it 7, and it doesn't unfortunately hit their armor class. Yeah, the good things about goblins, they're hard to hit, but when you do hit them, they usually die. So unfortunately that does not hit. So it kind of whistles past. Sorry, I'm trying to keep. Can you guys just keep track of your health? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
of
keeping
that.
track. I'm keeping track.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all
cool.
got that. We all got that.
Oh, I'm scared.
Are you scared? Do you have-
I'm a wizard, I have no health.
Okay. That was the one that's. So the one that's the goblin whose turn it is. He's currently face down in the mud because he was told to. I love that. But the other goblin who failed to shoot his bow and Max just missed him is now going to take another shot, and he's going to take a shot at Max because they're now in a bow duel. And he's going to roll a. I've lost my d20. Alright, found it.
There you go.
It's going to be a 12 to hit.
What's your armor
what's
class?
your armor class?
AC. It's top of the first page.
Where? Oh, he's dead again.
Oh, sorry, that's 13. Sorry, 13 to hit.
13.
You there?
Max.
He's dead.
Okay.
Oh, I think I've
probably-
got his character sheet. Let me just bring it up.
Yeah.
User in your channel timed out.
Oh, Max's armor class is 15.
Yeah.
So that misses.
It misses.
They're having a really successful bow duel.
Da, da, da,
Just-
da, da.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the last one was the one that snuck around to the side. Actually, no, sorry. We've got, what's his name? Gilmore's turn. Gilmore, you're up.
Yay!
Same time as the goblin that shot you. So you
Same
both
time as the
roll-
goblin that
roll the
shot
same,
me,
but when it's the same initiative, the player goes first.
Okay, so what I do is I run
So
up
you've
to...
you took an arrow hit, didn't you?
Yes, I
Yes.
did. I pull the arrow out of my body. I'm like, what the fuck?
Grizzly.
Throw it on the ground, and then I run up to Sieg. And
Siege, yeah.
Yeah?
Siege, yep. That's it.
And I breathe on my hand and rub it a little bit and give him a nice spank on the ass as I cast Heroism.
Heroism. Fantastic. So,
So
what does heroism do?
So what does it do?
Tell him what you've done to him.
Okay. 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 My spells, Heroism. A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns. This effect is his points is lost when the spell ends.
Okay.
So say that again. So he at
So
the
I get-
start of each of its turns, he gains temporary hit points
No.
Yes.
like that apply every turn.
I think
So-
I
so
think it's
like-
just one. I think it's just one use. He just hits me and then.
It's,
Yeah.
Well, it's a concentration.
concentration
spell
up
that
to a
lasts
minute.
for up to a minute.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Yeah. Few turns.
Okay.
I think he has just made you it. That's very good. That's a really good
Alright.
spell. So just think
Yeah.
about like it's almost like a refreshing shield.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind
I
of-
got it. So in terms of just mechanically, just get out of the way. So how much?
User joined your channel.
What's the hell? How much HP? do
So
I get?
I would look at Gilmore's. It
Would
would
that be my
his,
charisma,
your spellcasting ability modifier. So your charisma modifier.
which is +3.
+3. Okay,
Yeah.
so I get 3.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Get
okay.
3 health.
Okay, thank you. All right, so as he runs up behind me and hits me inappropriately, suddenly I just feel really good. I just feel really energized, and I just like, I don't even notice it. I'm just like walking forward, slumping, and then suddenly I'm like the pain,
Yeah, you
the
feel
pain in my
like
gut
ready to
stops. Yeah, the pain in my
Yeah.
gut stops, and like the bleeding stops a little bit as well. And I just start like getting really excited, and like I get the dagger out, and I start moving towards
You're
him. Like,
amped up. You're
Yes!
Like, oh, yeah, today.
yes, as I
Gilbert.
crouch on the fallen goblin. That's my. Okay, awesome.
You would just say it's a
This-
squat.
Yeah.
As my bonus action, I'm going to throw some inspiration at Avalak.
Fantastic.
And I'll be like, "Yo, Avalak,
I'm
hit
just.
that goblin!"
Yeah.
I'm slightly confused, but I take it anyway.
So you are now given some bardic inspiration. Well, how much of a bonus is that, Gilmore? Is it a D4 or a D6? What's the amount? What does it say on your? Because it goes up as you level, but what does
Yeah.
it start at for you?
Bardic inspiration, D6? No, first level proficiency bonus features spellcasting Bardic inspiration D6.
It's a D6. So Rue, anytime you
Mhm.
want to make an attack roll, so like the ranged spell attack or ability check or saving throw, you can add a D6.
Oof. Oh, there's gonna be some vaporization.
Bards are cool.
Cool.
And then I go.
They're singing
and
shit.
For the rest of my movement, I use it to slowly sit down and to get out my drum from my backpack and put it in front of my face as a shield,
Okay.
as an attempt of a shield.
Oh right. Okay. So as that was happening, the goblin that snuck around and flanking, he's gonna try and take a shot at Max. By the way, Max, the last arrow that hit you totally missed. The shot at
thank
you
God.
totally missed. So the other goblin with the short bow is gonna try and take out you because you're standing up there with your big longbow, looking quite imposing, like looking around.
Yes.
And he wants to help out his goblin mate and try and take you out. Alright, so he's going to roll d20. That's an 11 plus 4. 15? I think that's actually... So your armor
Yeah.
class 15? Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to take 1d6. You take 3 piercing damage. So minus 3 from your hit points.
User joined your channel.
Okay.
Okay.
9.
Right, and back up to the top. So we've got the first goblin that's in front of Avalak.
Mhm.
Is going to take another attack at Avalak.
Oh yeah.
He's all snarling and now can. Oh, he rolled a 2. So it's 6 to hit.
You see it?
No?
Oh well. Nope, man, doesn't do
Okay.
anything. Still 11.
So you can describe how you totally avoid this pesky goblin.
Well, as I say, was this sort of winding up, was it coming to attack me again? I quickly just a little, kind of like a little force push or whatever, just on the ground, just in front of him, just a little sort of spurt of air, that sort of goes there and trips him up. He obviously just falls on his own feet or what and just falls down. Doesn't take any damage and all that, but he just doesn't realize what's happened. He's just like
Yeah.
so like
Confused
swirling
by the speed
around.
of battle. Alright. So next up we have Siege.
I stomp over to the goblin and I attack it. It's prone. I don't know what. I guess I'll get an advantage if he's prone.
Believe you do, I'll just double check, but let's
Yeah.
assume you do.
So I roll to attack him with my dagger.
Great. So roll a d20.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's a hit, but yeah. I got 17 plus a 4, so that's 21.
Yes.
Cool, 21.
Yes.
All right,
Did you-
and
User in your
just
channel timed
just
out.
roll again, just in case. I'm just checking the.
yeah,
Roll
my
again
highest
for
is
advantage.
my highest.
Actually,
is,
I just
17.
remembered. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So, and a dagger is 1d4.
So I
Yeah.
do 2 plus 2.
And you can add either your strength or your dexterity modifier
Yeah.
to the damage.
I'll be adding my dex. So that's 4 points of damage total.
Okay. And can you just check on command if it changes if he takes damage or anything?
No, it's only for one
Nope.
round, so it's turn basically. It's whatever I
User
commanded
joined
it to
your
do,
channel.
it spends that his next turn doing that. So his next turn will be him falling on the ground, and then he picks himself up when
Right.
when it's his turn.
Gotcha.
So he
Gotcha.
basically loses a turn. All right, yeah, that's 4 points of damage. So
Okay. So I'll mark that off him.
is he grievously wounded? Is he dispatched?
No, he's wounded.
He's wounded.
Yeah, he's wounded. He's still
Still
you know,
alive?
he's still alive. He's not looking very good though.
Okay, so I stomp over towards him. I put my boot to his head, and I just start like hacking into him. This
Yeah.
thing, and it's like as it screeches, it starts to scramble away. But I manage to get at least 2 good hits into its back,
User
and
in
I
your
just
channel
start like
timed out.
laughing maniacally. Just, and I just feel so good at the moment. I just feel
You're
so
the
energetic, so fearless. I feel like a king. Come back here! I scream in Goblin as it scrambles away from me, as I, dripping green blood oozing off my dagger. It's my turn.
Fantastic. Okay.
You hear a sound like a really quiet cheer.
User joined your channel.
All right. Now we have Avalok's turn.
Good. So, Mr. Was it a little triple goblin? Yeah, I'm going to try and strike him, but I'm going to use the good old-fashioned magic missile.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that the one, the goblin that's right in front of you?
Yeah, the one that I sort of tripped up beforehand. Yeah, so I want to hit him. So it's the usual.
So that'll just
Okay.
hit. This magic missile will just hit. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
So it's like that, and then so it's a 12, and then I plus. Was it the D6 I've got from
Let me just
inspiration?
double check. You create the.
And I got 1d4 plus 1
You know,
force
you
damage.
don't even need to roll that d20 or roll the inspiration. It just
cool.
hits. It
Good.
hits automatically. Okay, so roll 3 separate d4s.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like the last two.
I'll just walk you through each one. So the first one, and this is, as you hit the first one hits, strikes the goblin, and he's taken back. He didn't see this like invisible arcane sliver. You know, these magic missiles are all kind of like these tiny arcane sliver darts that you can like conjure up and force through him, and he's hit with pure force damage, and it's kind of this goblin. You can see his eyes widen. He's been slapped around with magic before. The first one slams into him, he's taken back, and you can see his eyes will widen up with fear. And the second one just goes on the bottom of the neck. You hear a hiss and a spurt, and he collapses down into the dirt.
As all good goblins should be. Dead.
And you can choose where this third missile now goes.
Oh, the third missile. Well, the third missile, was it
User in your channel
used
timed
as a
out.
hand to sort of guide it? Was it directly up in the sky? It sort of arcs back down in the cone or whatever, and comes right down into his heart, pierces right through. Little spurt.
Okay. All right. He is going out of here. All right. Next up, we have Max.
Not
I
alive.
think he just timed out, yeah.
Okay. I think I might take his turn. I'll just.
Yeah.
I'll,
Probably
I'll-
going to attack the
I'll use-
same goblin he's attacking for. Yeah.
I'll use it. I'll use it to shoot someone.
Mhm.
Not me.
So, I think he'll just keep shooting at the one that's up the back, the other archer.
To the 2 failing goblins.
Yeah, the
Well,
the
no, the 2
bow
failing
duel of the
archers.
fates. So Max will roll with longbow with a d20. It's a 17, plus Great. That's a hit. Wow. Okay, guys, just letting you know, Max can do some pretty good damage. He's got a big bow.
Oh, what else?
D8 is the diamond.
Whoa.
7 plus 3 piercing damage. Okay.
Whoa.
Max one-shots this goblin from the back, just like a big longbow, like a big arrow, like you know from his wood elf training. He's just as natural. This is just another day for him. Looses the arrow, big hearty arrow, about as thick as the goblin's arm, and just takes the goblin off its feet, up into the air, down, and you see a large longbow arrow sticking out of the ground where that goblin once was. And because that goblin kind of had higher ground, he's kind of disappeared
User
from
entered
view,
your
obviously,
channel.
because he's lying down.
Make you kill the goblin.
Cool.
So then he's down. Now this goblin that was lying down on the ground, completely prone, spends half of his movement to get back up, and looks back at you, Siege. He's snarling. This is the biggest, one-on-one combat in this goblin's little life. He's like, I'm a hero, and he's gonna attack you with his scimitar again. 14 to hit?
14 to hit. That is a hit.
Okay. It is 3 slashing damage.
3 slashing damage. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the amount you
That's
had
my
of
shield, yeah.
temporary
Yeah.
hit points.
That's
Yeah.
about temporary.
That's
Back
good.
to where I was before. But it
Cool.
still does damage me.
Still does damage.
As this creature snarls at me, and I'm walking towards it with this dagger. However, I'm just too in my own zone in order to properly deflect it. As he attacks me, I try to secure myself to protect myself with a dagger. However, I slip up, and its sword goes past my guard and falls into my chest again, nicking me, and more blood and more like a hot feeling of hot liquid starts to run down my chest underneath this padded armor. And he's like grunt. However, no fears in my eyes as I just look at it. As I elbow it away from me a little bit. However, it does hurt.
Right. Okay. Next up, we have Gilmore.
Muted. I was muted. Okay. Okay.
So we've just seen a goblin get shot down
Yep.
up there.
So there's
Avalak
one-
has just arcanely dispatched one.
Good left. The two.
Tiber Siege has been in kind of a locked duel with this one. He's just brutally hacked away at its back with his dagger. It's gotten up and had to slash back at him, and there's still one goblin out to the left, the goblin that shot you with a bow.
Yeah.
Is still kind of skulking around the outside of the battle.
I want to move to cover.
You want to? Okay. So I'll say that you
Like,
can
I want to lie underneath the horses or something.
Yeah, so you can probably dash behind the supply cart and get some cover.
Yeah, that
Um,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say you can run to hide. So run over there and roll a stealth check, actually, because you can, as your
Okay. Is that a D20?
sorry, are you looking to actually kind of? Can
No,
you
I'm
tell me what you're
not
trying
looking
to do?
hide. I'm looking just to
Oh,
get
just
out
gotta
of
get
the
rid
fire
okay,
range.
so don't worry
Yeah.
about the roll. Just
Yeah.
kind of run
I just
over
want
there.
to not get
And-
hit in the face by him again.
Yep, and take cover. Yep. Okay.
I'm not graceful as I run away.
Yeah.
I'm running
So
away
I'll-
and my drums are clanging.
Yeah. So you're now like 25 feet behind the front line of the battle near Avalak and Siege.
Okay. I want to my bonus action and throw
no.
inspiration.
Okay. Well, you've got an action. That was just your movement. You can
Yeah,
do an
but
action.
I don't have anything
Okay.
that I can do.
All right. Like, as an action, you can do other things besides like attack and spell. There are some other things you can do if you want to.
What could I do?
So you can do a hide, in which you attempt to actually like hide from the goblins, and they will not know where you went. Things like that. I'll just get the page up of what.
For now, we'll just say that I'm not using my action. I'll just use my bonus action to give Siege
Yep.
a inspiration.
Okay. Great.
Ba, 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 ba. Do it.
Magic
in-
hand slaps his ass.
So in conjunction with the heroism you already feel, you're getting all these good vibes and all this energy from Gilmore, who is spurring you on and kind of filling you with a heroic energy and a kind of a clear mind for this encounter. So you've got a 1d6 inspiration from when you choose to use it.
Okay, cool. And that's plus. That's I can plus that to hit people. Like I rolled d20 and then plus that 1d6. Okay, cool.
You can plus that to hit, or to saving throw, or to ability check.
All right, cool.
All right. Next up, we have that goblin who's out to the side. He's gonna take an arrow shot at Siege. There's gonna be a 12 to hit.
At Siege, that's a miss. I got 13.
Great.
Okay.
So that arrow just whistles over. You see that goblin like go.
Yeah, as it manages to clip slightly. In fact, it catches onto my padded cloak, my padded armor. However, it's because it's thick and spongy. It just catches the arrow, but doesn't do any damage. And it just like flicks into my face a little bit in annoyance as I flick it off, rip it off, and just throw it.
Okay, and back up to the top. It's now Siege. Your turn.
All right. So do I get another 3 hit points from the?
Yep. So you've got another 3 temporary.
As I just continue to just. I'm clutching my stomach, which is just like my midsection, which is red. However, I just like lock eyes with that goblin. And I just start stomping towards it, and I lunge at it. I attack.
Okay. All right.
So
roll
that's
your
my
attack.
roll 20.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
As we see.
Yeah, plus 4, so that's a 16 total. Sorry, 15 total.
Okay, that hits.
That hits. Okay.
That hits. Roll your damage for what was the weapon?
My dagger.
Your dagger. Okay.
My dagger. And I got 2 plus 2, so that's 4 damage.
4. Okay, you've dispatched the goblin. How do you do it?
Alright, I run up to it, and I boot him in the face, a small little shit. He falls on the ground, and I just start hacking at him into his chest, this time making sure the dagger sinks deep into pinning his neck against the muddy floor, as I begin to rip at his neck and pull off his head, the guts. And the viscous fluids from their head as he
and the goblin can
screeches.
feel you overpowering it, and it's like clutching, like you hear these screams, like you know.
Yeah, as it's like trying to scratch against me. However, I got padded armor.
But it can't. It's too weak.
Yeah, as I just begin to just scratch it in, and I just say to it, "Goom," and I just rip off his head. We're gonna try. Now I have a head in my position.
Excellent.
Right now, my character sheet.
Mark that in your inventory. If it's not written in your inventory, it's not there.
That's right. Goblin head.
All right. Next up, we have Avalok.
Ooh, okay. So I only got the one. So we got the one with the goblin at the back. Still.
So there is one goblin left that's kind of flanked out to the left-hand side of where you all are, kind of the left of the cart. Yep.
Okay, I want to this time with the cast. I think True Strike on him. So True Strike, basically what I can do is I point the finger at him, and for the next I can your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. So on the next turn, whoever, like myself or anyone else, can gain advantage on like on any attack towards him.
Okay.
Cool.
Stuff like that. So yeah, no,
Okay.
so I spot
So
him
you
out
cast-
and I just
Yeah. Is there any does it say any spell save or anything to hit?
no, they're just basically range
Okay.
effect, which is relatively close.
So, because it says your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses, I guess I'll divulge that you can tell that like the amount of precision you'll need. You know that the goblin will have that the goblin's wearing leather armor, and you would need a roll of approximately 15 to be hitting him. So that's you kind of get that he's kind of that nimble and can kind of dodge and you know. That's what you know.
That's right. Well, at this point, I haven't always got it out so far, but I sort of materialised my quarterstaff, the staff wizard, and just get ready for him to sort of attack or defend myself.
Okay.
Yep, and that's all I'm doing.
All right. And next up we have Max.
Well, that was unexpected.
Connection lost.
Yeah.
Error. Error. Connected. Channel switch.
I'm trying to find my shoes to put them
Alright.
back on.
Revive ourselves, okay.
It's all right. Max critted the last goblin and one-shot it. So he one-shot 2 goblins in this encounter. And
Oh, did I? Damn.
yeah, I took an attack for you while you were disconnected.
Okay, nice.
And combat is now over. You get the sense that things are safe, and you can see the corpses of 4 goblins around you in addition.
The adrenaline rush just passes as, for a second, I find myself just as if I just lost time, and now I'm holding a goblin's head, and I'm bleeding, and for a second I don't know what happened. As I just dropped the goblin's head, and just, shit. What was that?
I sort of walk over to Timer at this time, whatever, with myself looking at the sort of injury I sustained earlier, whatever, just more annoyed than actually sort of hurt. Like, well, you turned into some kind of barbarian by the looks of it. And now sort of, my eyes lock onto the big goblin head you just dropped.
My hands are covered in green goblin blood as well, and I'm at that same hand I had the goblin head and had covered in blood. I put over my own blood. I'm like, oh no, that's bad. And so I'm just trying to clean it a little bit. I'm like, I fall over on the side of the road, away from the stinking mess of the goblin, trying to wash myself off a little bit.
I was like, Timer, do you want me to assist you? I was like, no, don't answer the question. And at that time, whatever I used was a control water, my elements or whatever, and just pulled the water from the nearby sort of plant light, put it into like a ball, or into a ball or whatever, and then I just throw it at you. It's a splashes. Like, there.
My thanks.
No worries. Well, if you're okay, I've got to go make sure the others are not injured. And so I start walking towards the wagon. Well, Gilmore is. I'm like, Gilmore, are you there?
I start tending to myself, wrapping
You
my
hear some
bandages.
rustling.
Gilmore, I know you're there. I can sense you.
I'm not here.
Okay, fine. You're not injured,
I got shot.
but are you alright?
I'm bleeding. I think I'm okay.
Oh dear. And at this
Why
point,
don't
I
you stay
sort of
under
shake my
there
head.
and leave the arrow in? That is your choice.
That's actually, and I sort of look up towards the end and like, well, Mr. Wood Elf, I think you're the best to deal with arrows, so I'll leave
I
into your
already took
intentions?
the arrow out.
Oh,
I took the arrow out already.
I
Threw it on
think
the
you need.
ground.
I think you need to attend to him more so because he might die of blood loss. Anyway, I got to go back to Tiber and make sure he's still alright now. Sort of walk off.
By this stage, I've
I-
begun. I slowly started taking off my my padded armor, my padded tunic, and like opening up a little bit inside. There's like a whole blood mess inside of it. As I open it up, you see strands of blood. As I open it, like some weird like insect, like if you're peeling apart an insect. As I slowly take it off and start to wrap myself with some bandages. Well, now we know that the goblins are the responsible for the. Can you give me a hand? I can't get behind me.
That's right, and I don't actually sort of touch it, but I extend my hand and just magically sort of wrap the band around him. Hang on.
I'll never get used to this. Thank you. As like the magic, the bandage just wrapping around magically around me. Yes. Well, now we know what happened to the goblins. Is the rest of them okay? I see Gilmore standing there, and the other one, Key Dark. I forget his name. Key Dark.
Oh, yeah. There we go. As you hear from the distance.
Yes.
Ranger is.
Well, Key Dark, nice shooting. Very nice shooting.
Congratulations. But this is, and as I look towards the goblins themselves, what happened was a quick look at what they have on them. I mean, I'm not too sure of this sort of region, but are goblin attacks often, especially on this main road? It seems.
Could I roll something like I am not local to this area, but I'm local to this region. And yeah, how common are goblin attacks in a region?
I would just say make a straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence? Okay.
Yeah, so roll a d20.
That's
Is
from-
that your
that's from my
intelligence
memory.
modifier?
Sure thing.
You hear me call out from under the blankets in the wagon.
6
are they
plus
all
my
gone?
modifier. That's a 9 total.
It's a 9. So you're not really sure. Like your knowledge of goblins is that, you know, sometimes they do stage ambushes like this. They're quite cowardly in the way that they operate. Obviously.
Nothing about them being local to this region so much.
Yeah, and I mean the region that you're in, like you've kind of actually turned off the main traveling road.
Yeah.
To get towards Fenley. So you'd kind of just started this turn, and I guess your extent of your knowledge is that you know an ambush is fairly typical of goblins.
Yes. Oh.
And specifically in this region, you know that there are goblins in the woods.
Looking around, taking in.
It's fairly common knowledge. Like
Yeah.
in Neverwinter Wood, you get all kinds of nasties.
Yeah. Taking in this memory as I'm looking around, still scanning, still alert for any more ambushes, any more of these foul things. We should probably start heading off soon. It would be unwise to move around. One thing I do know about goblins is that there are many of them. 4 is it's barely 1 in comparison to a whole tribe of them. It is concerning, though. These roads are usually patrolled by the Lord's Alliance, but with the recent rebuilding efforts in New Neverwinter, they call it, I suppose all the efforts and all the they need every hand they can get to safeguard and make sure the populace are kept safe. We should probably not linger. What say you, Gilmore?
As I slowly come out of my hiding place in the wagon, I see Siege turn around to face me. But just before he turns around, I see my golden handprint that is on his butt slowly just fades away, and then he turns around and faces me, and I say, what?
The area we're in. Do you know much about this area? I'm unfamiliar.
I don't know.
Never mind.
I could sing you something.
Yes, do that. That will
Okay.
lift our spirits, no doubt. We should... Actually, no, stop.
Going to make him soon?
We should probably keep quiet.
No, I don't want to attract more goblins.
Keep quiet.
Yes.
Oh. I was like sitting down on a log,
User
and I
joined
had
your
my drum
channel.
in front of me and my lute on my lap, getting ready to like go all out, use my feet to play the drum and my
User left
hands
your
on the lute. And I had prestidigitation ready to cast to do like little fireworks for when I start playing.
Yeah, if any,
Well,
and
but
I
I've got
sort of
this-
sense this in your mind or whatever. You think if you're going to attend the fireworks or whatever, goblins, because of that.
I get about this fast, like,
Not to
Kadar,
say we don't appreciate it.
Yes.
Kadar, come have a look at these horses, these corpses. Do you see any signs of any survivors? These horses didn't come from nowhere. They had riders, they had occupants. Do you see any signs of tracks or anything like that? Maybe give me a hand here as I start to look around. And Alavak, Gilmore, come give us a hand. If this was Gundran's horses, then he might be nearby. Or he might be lying nearby as well.
Actually, before we was attempt to track them down, I did notice beforehand there's a map, leather pouch, map that was belonged to them. It was near the horse. Yeah, if we could actually acquire it from.
Yes, sir? Ah,
Yeah, just on the hind legs.
there it is. Interesting. While you're having a look at that...
I
Looking
found a
around.
mushroom
Sorry.
on the ground, and I'm just like squatting down with the mushroom like just in front of my toes, and I'm just staring at it, and I've got one finger slowly going to poke it.
What's happened?
So we just put I've bandaged myself up. We're just kind of recovering now.
Okay.
So we're just having a look at the horses, and
Okay.
I asked Kadar if he
Mushroom.
saw any tracks around, any signs of
Okay.
a struggle, because
Yeah. Okay.
you know, the horses had to come from somewhere, and also the map as well.
Yep. Okay. So K-Dark, to roll for tracks, roll survival, and depending on your character sheet, you might have advantage. Being a ranger, I'm not sure. So just check your features.
Oh, damn it, why don't I get the shit rolls?
Well, what else have
I got 2,
perception
so
level?
that's... survival, okay, that's a
I'll just
7.
check. You've got a +7 to survival.
Oh no, +5 to survival.
Oh, okay. Let me just double check because I feel like
Start to move over, and I pick up my copper flail from the muddy ground, and I start to try to rub off the bits of dirt and mud on it. And I just begin
As I see you
mumbling
trying
mumbling
to
under my breath.
rub-
you know what? Actually, so your proficiency bonus.
Siege, as I see you trying to like use some bloodied shirt of the goblin trying to clean your flail,
Yeah.
I just cast prestidigitation and clean it for you.
As like what happens? Describe for me. What happens as it.
Oh, well, basically, like you're looking at it, and then it's like some little sparkles, little love hearts, like mesmer love hearts appear, and
I can't push it away from me. Held it out, just like I don't know what's going
like,
on.
from one end to the other, it just slowly goes clean.
Alright, so
I look around and I see you smiling. I'm like, oh.
the Max, with that roll, you don't necessarily see tracks, but from the scene of the ambush where you immediately are, you can't really see tracks outside right now, but from the scene of the ambush, you could see that 2 human-like figures were dragged from the scene.
Okay.
Can I also
I see.
make a roll as well? I was also having a look around, trying to investigate as much as I can.
Yeah, so
Little bits and pieces.
So roll survival or investigation,
Alright.
whichever
Yeah,
you prefer out of those.
investigation. Alright, +5. That's a 20 for me total.
Okay. So
As my eyes are darting side to side, looking for anything we've missed.
So you can see up towards the up towards the thickets where the goblins came from. You see some tracks.
Mhm.
They're going up towards the thickets and kind of through into the up in towards the forest. There's like a small, and you can see there's actually a small trail commonly used by goblins to come to and from this area, kind of heading into the brush.
And by this time, K-Dark probably mentioned something about some drag marks as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Drag marks, you say?
How long have they been there, the horses?
Within a day.
Okay,
Oh,
within
okay.
a day.
So the rigor mortis has probably set in. They're like really stiff. Like you can't really move them that easily.
Yeah.
Because, All right, cool.
So probably a day or just over, actually.
Okay. Look.
As you guys are investigating and looking around and finding these tracks, I'm still next to my mushroom, and I remember reading about some really famous bard people and magicians that could sing to plants and make them grow with the spell plant growth. And I'm just really inspired by them, and I'm just gonna give it a shot. Like, I can't do it. Like, it's not even on my list, but I'm gonna sing to this mushroom, thinking that it's gonna grow.
Practicing, you could say. That's cool. Sometimes
And
I
the
feel
mushroom is
I'm distracted a little bit from my investigation, just trying. You got like good grades in barber. Like, what skill would that be in a bard? Sorry, not barber.
Medicine.
Performance. Yeah, you probably got like a
Yes.
good standard performance. So like I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm listening to like the humming, this song to the mushroom, and you know what? It's actually really good, and I'm just my head's like nodding to it slightly as it's soothing and calming. However, I kind of interrupt you. Well, we must make a choice, my friends. Do we follow the trail of the goblins, or do we continue on to the town?
Well, logic would dictate if we're going towards the town, it would be, I presume, safer. We've eliminated the threat here with the goblins, so
Mm.
hopefully if we move quick enough, we wouldn't encounter any more. Though, if we took a dwarven friends, might be in trouble.
And this is the same dwarven friend who has yet to pay us for our services.
Indeed.
As they're saying that, I walk up to the horses and be like, "Oh, these are the horses from, thingy."
Gundran, yes. These are
Yeah.
Gundran's horses. Which means Gundran is nearby. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
dead. Or maybe lying nearby. Maybe we should have a look around. I'm not sure. We haven't found anything just yet. There are drag marks here and here.
And sorry,
And a
you
trail.
do see, from your investigation, you did also see that those drag marks go up towards the goblin trail,
Yeah.
and you can see tracks leading up through there.
And there's no blood along those drag marks on this trail? Is there any...
Not that you can see.
Not that I can see, no. Alavark, that map from one of the horses. Can you make sense of it?
No, there was no map.
There was no
Yeah,
map?
just
map
the
case.
casing.
A map
It
case?
was an empty map case.
Although, could I get
Could I pull knowledge of the terrain? As a ranger?
Yeah. For what purpose?
Just like lay of the land sort of thing.
So we can travel through it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, on your character sheet, you actually have a natural exploration
Yeah.
feat. So you actually, particularly at home, especially in forest terrain, and you're looking at like this brush area that goes into the forest. It's like the start of such terrain.
K-Dark, you look to be one who knows how to travel through wilderness areas. It's no doubt within your wood elven bloodline. Perhaps you could give us some pointers. I ignore you. Perhaps.
Racist. I used to run around in the bush all when I was young.
As I was saying,
5 miles without stopping.
could you use that skill in tracking down our missing dwarven companion?
Yes. I remember very correctly, there are several paths, and couple that move over this range.
Could you lead us?
Yes.
Very good. We'll follow in your step. I think we should at least have a look around. Hopefully we can stay quiet and I look over to Gilmore and avoid any sort of extra encounters with these goblin filth. Gilmore, we should probably keep quiet. Yes. I almost forgot about that. What should we do with that? To leave our goods and our cart on the road in the middle of a field?
Actually, quick question. What time of the day is it at the moment?
I would say it's probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So probably 2 o'clock.
It's still light up.
It's still light. It's still got light.
I was say, I presume that this might actually take several hours. We will have to assume that perhaps the wagon as well as the horses might disappear by the time we get back.
Well, and you recall that Gundren, when he had kind of briefed you all on this, and bequeathed this supply wagon to you, he said these are very reliable oxen. Sorry, Gundren, these are very reliable oxen. They will not continue without a driver. They will wait patiently if you can find somewhere to leave them. You remember him saying that to you?
Sort of as a glance back and remember.
Maybe we should kill the ox so it doesn't move away, and then whoever comes to claim the goods will not be able to use the ox.
And when we arrive back, do you want to drive the cart?
No, we will carry it.
Sorry, I think I've forgotten something. What do you mean by carry?
Carry it, pick it up, hoist it on your back, and move it to the town.
I'm sorry, good sir, but
then what else would you propose? We leave the ox and the cart here?
My attention. And I'm just looking at you like.
What else do you propose? We leave the ox and the cart here so someone can simply come and take the ox and the cart?
Well,
At least in this way it will stop them from taking the ox. It'll be dead.
What?
I say we just continue to the town. It's a straight road. It's nice.
You're forgetting
the sun is still out. The birds are going.
Gilmore.
And we don't have to go down that path. Drag marks on it.
Gilmore, the one who is going to pay us, is potentially either dead or is being captured by the goblins. So unless you want to call this whole thing quits and leave, what else can we do? Continue on?
Well, if he's dead, he can't pay us.
Yes, but he will have the goods on his person, will he not? So we'll just simply claim what a compensation.
Okay.
Then we can sell the goods.
I'll just be at the back of the group though. You guys go first.
Very good.
Okay, well, perhaps we can keep the ox and cart off the main road itself. Maybe in the shrubs nearby, because it was said that they will only continue with an actual master to drive them.
That's
won't
true.
move. And
Is there any like large shrubs nearby, like what Alok just mentioned? Like
Yeah,
we could potentially hide the ox, and at least it's not so in view.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of looking around and you see the trail, and you can kind of see and you have to take a little bit of time to kind of peer through the trees, but you kind of see
Oh, there are
might
trees
be some-
nearby. Okay.
Yeah, so you're kind of this brush thicket area is kind of like the driveway to the forest
Oh,
at the
okay.
moment, and kind of as you go towards the forest, on one side there's these tracks that the goblins have, but as you peer through the underbrush through the other side, I think there may be some clearings there. Have to check them out. It'll take a little bit of time to check out. But
Let's take the wagon over there and tie it up. Maybe we can hide it a little bit. Let's go. Are we all in agreement? Good.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
I don't even wait. I start limping over towards the
Alright.
caravan, still clearly wounded.
Yep. So you jump up on the caravan, and
Go.
take it through the take it through into a clearing, tie it up,
Mhm.
perhaps leave him near a nice bush to graze on.
Yeah.
All right, and you kind of get as you. If anyone wants to roll, you can roll handle animal just to see if they're, how the ox are
Yeah, I can do that.
reacting.
I've got a little bit of background in this, but no skills, but I'll do it.
I can do it as well.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to.
Oh, well, I'm very good today.
Okay.
I don't like smelly animals.
Natural 20.
You
Plus
just
2.
look at the animal and it just walks over there by itself.
Probably because I hit it so many times, it knows
Yes.
knows what's gonna get it if
But
it doesn't.
out of sheer respect,
Yeah.
it meets your eyes and knows that without you, it is nothing, and will not. And you get the feeling that it will await your command.
Mm.
And looking around the area, you feel that this is a fairly secure place. It's far enough away from any kind of goblin tracks, and
Yeah,
it's
just further away
fairly
from the
in.
road.
And
Okay, I think that's finished. We won't be long, I don't suppose. The goblins can't be too far. They don't like travelling around under the sun. It hurts their eyes. These are subterranean creatures. They stick to the roots and dirt of the earth. K-Dark.
As I hear roots and dirt of the earth, I look up and... What?
Hmm. Are
Okay.
you ready to travel, Gilmore?
Yes.
Alvac?
I pick up my drum.
And if you like, you can take, if anyone wants to regain any of their health, you can take a short rest, roll hit dice.
Can I do that? Please?
You
Yeah.
take your time, gear up.
I'm bad.
Sorry, only as an option, you can keep going if you want.
I need my health back.
I need a
I'm
short
a
rest.
wizard.
You can,
Short rest. Yeah, short rest, 100%.
Yeah.
Alright.
so,
How
so you
how
take
much is that in terms of time?
30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Your channel was edited.
Okay, so with the short rest, that restore any spells or anything? What does that do for us?
Sorry?
With a short rest, how much does
Yeah.
that do for us? Like,
So,
does any
roll-
spells come back or what?
So, not as a short rest. You don't
Right.
get spells back. Unless you've got a feature that tells you get them back after short rest. All cantrips you can use as many times as you like.
Okay.
A short rest is you roll for health. You roll a hit dice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
how
So
many
is
hit
it
dice you have?
my
Alright.
total hit dice that I do? Is that what I roll or
So you
not?
roll one of whatever it is, whatever dice it is,
Okay.
and you gain that health back.
Okay.
Oh, so full health. Nice.
So you don't get like if it's like a D10, you don't get 10. You roll the D10, and then you get the amount
Yeah,
that you roll. Yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
Cool.
Sweet.
Oh, good. I've also marked the spells off that I've used as well.
Yeah. And you guys know, like, if you do get reduced to 0, there's like a whole nother like bleeding out death section. So it's not like 0 dead. There's like
Yeah. There's this chance.
It's like a bit harder.
to-
Hit
yeah.
0 explodes with blood everywhere.
okay. So you've taken your short rest. You're gearing up. Is there anything else you want to do or chat?
I
I
I'll get
believe
it
I'm
moving.
okay.
I
Okay.
think we're all aware
Yeah.
of like the martial artist's way of getting up like off the ground, how they put their hands behind the back of their head and they like kick up
Yeah.
out of the ground. Yeah, I do that out of this little dirt
Roll
on the ground.
acrobatics.
I'm gonna go, oh, and I'm just like, I am ready to go.
Roll your
Roll
acrobatics.
Roll D20. Oh, whoops. Let's roll 1D20.
Add your acrobatics.
8 and plus my acrobatics. I got 10.
Okay.
And
You land on your feet.
Yes.
Damn.
I land on my feet in like a squat. Like I land in a squat and I pretend that it's a part of my performance and I use that to do like a frontward somersault. Like you know how then you like jump onto your hands to do a front flip? I do that.
All right.
You're full
Do I
of
roll
energy.
another acrobatics?
You're full of energy, Gilmore. That's
I roll
good.
Another acrobatics. Oh fuck.
Please.
And in the
fucking
roll, you
face
bump your head
plant.
on a tree root, and it
6.
hurts you.
Oh!
I stop prancing around and I just stand there and
Alav.
no one watched.
I whisper over to Alavac. Alavac, where did
Are
you
you
find
done?
this one?
Believe me, if I knew, if I only knew as I scratch my temples. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
He jumps around a lot. That's good. Okay, Doc. I think we're ready to move on.
Yes. Let's move out.
Right. So you make your way back to the goblin tracks, and you go along the trail. It continues on for roughly 5 miles. What I need to know is the order you're marching in. Do you have K-Dark at the
I'm
front?
lost.
Okay,
He
Doc.
K-Dark
should
at the
be.
back?
I will probably be up behind him unless Alabak wants to be right behind K-Doc.
I'll
But
be second. Yeah.
You'll be second? Okay, I'll be third.
Avalak second, Siege third. Okay. Max, what's your passive perception?
Pretty sure it's 15. Let me check. Yeah, 15.
15? Okay. So as you're going along, you're heading down the trail. You've only been going for about 10 minutes at this point.
Also note, we're probably following behind stealthily as much as we can, like cautiously. That's at least my intention. To follow this trap.
I've
quietly as
like
possible.
almost forgotten what we're doing, and each large oak tree that we come across, I'm drawing love hearts on.
Okay. So, like, you guys won't be traveling like close together. Like when you hike, you leave each other like good
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're attempting to hide, roll stealth if you choose to.
Yeah.
You want to be stealthy?
Okay, that's good.
Just roll a d20, add your stealth.
Yeah, that's it.
Everything's D20. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like
That's a
that. That's
13
nice.
for me total.
It's good.
Okay, 13 total.
And I got a
A 14.
19.
A 19. Very nice.
Trust the cloak.
Okay. So Max, I instead of passive, can you actually roll a d20? Roll a d20 perception.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are you also being stealthy,
One?
Alaba?
No, I'm just going across the wizard path.
Damn it.
Normal,
Okay.
calmly.
And add your
Got a
perception.
4 plus
And just check. Do you get any bonuses on perception? Some
Ah.
half elves or wood elves do. So
I got a plus 5 perception.
okay. That's a 9.
Yep.
Okay. So as you're going along, going through the thick underbrush with Kidak at the front, you're walking along and you just feel something pull underneath your foot. And it's tempting, like for a second you feel it's just like a stringy twig or something. But before it's too late, you realize it's a rope. With a quick reaction, roll a dexterity save.
I'm on RNGs. Yes, RNG 20.
Okay, and add your dexterity.
14. Where's the dexterity?
A big number. Next to, see, that's strength, dexterity, constitution on the left hand side.
Yeah, what are the bonuses? Add it to you.
Oh, so that's 16 plus 3.
Plus 3.5, yep.
I'm just a little confused, like, because I've got a whole bunch of numbers, like
Okay,
on the
let me
character
see.
sheet that you're looking at. Is
Yep.
I've got saving throws, which is the dexterity on there is 25, is what I calculated at.
What? What are you
What?
talking about?
For the saving throws.
No.
Yeah.
I think it
Like
just,
the
I think it
thing
just,
I sent you.
Yeah.
The saving throw says Dex plus 5. Do you see that, Max? The thing
Yeah,
I sent you.
yeah.
Saving throws, strength plus 3, Dex plus 5. So you've got a plus 5 to your dexterity saving throws. So you
okay.
rolled a 14. Plus 5 is 19.
Okay, so that's how that works. Right.
Yep. So
Right.
you've rolled great. You feel this rope pull beneath your foot, and you hear a rush beneath the leaves underneath you. You just tumble out in time when you see a giant, just a coil of rope spring up and fling itself right up into the trees. And from your wild knowledge, you instantly recognize this as a snare trap.
Hmm.
And as the movement comes to still, you listen for a moment. There's nothing happening, no other thing.
K-Doc, are you okay?
You've just avoided a trap.
What was that?
Small snare trap here.
Of
Eyes
course.
everywhere else.
Keep a watch out. We should probably head off the trail a little bit.
Stay on the trail.
Okay. Following your lead.
There was one trap, you would presume there'll be another trap.
Yes, but laying traps generally, if one trap is sighted on the trail, another is usually produced somewhere. So as when they move off, they might get trapped by that one.
Makes sense. Keep a watch out.
By this time I've caught up with you guys, and I'm like a cat playing with the rope that's dangling down.
Gilmore, get down! Get down!
I just like
We're
look at
near
what
goblin
am I wrong?
territory. We could get ambushed again. Just settle down. Stay low. Follow me.
And you continue.
Wincing as we're moving through. The pain, the wound is still fresh, and it's still... Breathing is heavy a little bit as well.
So a couple miles pass.
Oh, miles.
No event. Yeah,
Wow.
this is yeah, you guys are hoofing it. It doesn't take that long.
No, but like I'm wounded, so it's hurting me, definitely.
Yeah.
But go ahead, yeah.
You guys are tough cookies.
I'm just skipping.
So describe to me how you're traveling now. Starting from front to back. Describe what's happening. Max, what are you doing?
Just walking cave or anything that appears to be a cave or residence, torn up tundra. Any sightings of scratches or scat.
Okay.
And looking back so often to see the pace of everyone else and slowing down every so often.
Okay. Next in line, Avalok.
Keeping passionately sort of was aware of all the surroundings, but also keeping a sort of a century idea where Gilmore is, because a little concerned that he's going to attract more attention than it's worth.
I am low to the ground, trying to follow every step that K-Dark makes, trying to be as quiet as possible, because I do not want to... I just want to see if this Gundran is still alive. If it's not, then just to get out of here. So I'm a little bit fear is starting to come back. The high of that heroic spell or buff is worn off.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be as quiet as possible.
What are you doing, Gilmore?
I'm still muttering underneath my breath what Siege had told me before. You gotta keep quiet, you gotta be low. And I'm like doing this with my hands and taking big steps and being like putting my feet into where his footprints are and like overacting and mimicking what he's doing.
Okay. Alright, Max, what was your passive perception?
15.
Okay. Because you said earlier that you were like trying to stay cautious and like just checking for any hazards on the path. Because you're alerted, your passive perception is kicked in, and you have a high passive perception. What did you say it was again? Sorry, 15?
15.
15. So you just managed to spot a patch of the path in front of you. Definitely looks like it's been covered up by leaves and twigs and things. And you approach the edge of it, then you know it. It's some kind of trap that's been covered up. Is in front of you.
Short sword and flick over whatever the coverings are to attempt to discern what the type of trap is.
Okay. So you give it a flick, you give it a poke, and you can see underneath a pit has been dug beneath it. It's not very deep. It's about just over 3 meters deep.
That's pretty deep.
Start moving on from
Depends how
behind.
many pits you go to.
I see you poking at the dirt. Look, he's found something else. What is it, K-Doc?
Don't step here unless you want to die. The pitfall here.
You hear that, Gilmore? Don't step there or you die.
Yeah. I heard him. Step here if I want to
Oh, by
fly
the
or
gods.
something. No, I don't feel like flying today, so I'm not gonna step there.
Gods have mercy. Let's
Enough.
go.
Okay, so as you edge around the pit trap, come into a more clearing. You start to hear a trickle of water on your right hand side. So you can see there's a small stream going along some thickets and bushes.
Just as a quick descriptive geography, is it lowland forest or is it highland forest?
I don't
It's
know.
both.
It's more of like a
Just
at
like
this point
slightly sloped.
now it's like a loose woods.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point it's like loose woods. It's starting to thin out now. It's clearing out. There's a it's quite hilly and rocky in some places.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The birds are
Yeah.
chirping and wildlife seems normal. There's no silence.
Yeah.
There's an eerie silence. Okay, cool.
No, and in fact you hear a trickle of water. It's a very natural kind of place.
Hmm.
And as you and you guys all notice this in marching order as you all approach. Hidak, you're the first to see, and then Avalak, then the rest. That this stream goes in towards a cavern. You can see that the tracks that you're following of bodies being dragged continue through along the side of the stream and up towards the cavern. And you can see this cavern that's now kind of like, carved out of the hill, and kind of the stream is falling. It's like kind of like a rocky, closed off. It'd be easy to miss. It's quite well hidden.
Hmm.
The reason it's so obvious to you is that your tracks you're following are going straight to it.
Hmm. And
And-
so,
and
is the water flowing from the cavern or into the cavern?
I'll just make sure. I believe it's flowing into it. I
Okay.
believe,
Okay.
as far as I know. Unless I have missed something, I think it's flowing in. I'll just
Okay,
say that for
okay.
now.
No, cool.
If it becomes important later, I'll
No worries.
try to find it.
Hmm.
But
We've
and so you're approaching. So yes, you're approaching. You're in this grassy area as the woods thin out. There's a stream on your right, and on the right of that, on the other side of the bank of the stream, like it's quite shallow. It's not like a river or anything. But there are some thickets and a smaller bit of grass on the right hand side.
Mhm.
Going there.
Hmm. I
understand my bow.
I go
Draw-
up to
draw.
the stream and I start washing my feet in the stream.
Yeah,
They're
I
still covered in dirt because I'm still barefoot.
cautiously look around. Streams are gathering places for anything alive because everything needs water. So I would like to roll a perception check, or investigation, or just something like that, just to scout around and see if I'm not initially going to get ambushed, and then I'm going to refill my water skins.
All right.
Take a drink.
Just see.
Let's get some water.
As I sort of mentioned to the group, it's very strange. When we were seeing those, tracks sort of drag along, but there's nothing disturbed. Nature seems like nature.
Yeah. It.
When you
Would
say
you kick
nature,
a big
I'm
hole
like,
open in your door?
nature.
Yeah, the tracks there look to be leading inside that cavern. No doubt that's where the goblins are holding
About
residence.
the goblin lives. Up, set it first.
Yes.
Exile roll of perception.
All right. Let's see. 10 plus. Let's see. Perception is. Sorry. 2. That's a total 12.
Okay. Seems normal.
Okay. I go over to the bank and refill my water skin and look around cautiously as I'm chatting to the rest of the party.
So we're gonna go inside or what?
Well, K-Doc, it's your call.
I'll lead first. If you want to use a torch, use one.
At this
that-
point,
I'm fine.
you are surprised by 2 goblins who are
Mhm.
hiding in the thickets on the other side of the riverbank. They've heard you chatting, and you immediately feel 2 arrows get loosed over your heads.
Mhm.
I'll say Siege and Gilmore were
Yeah, I'm in front.
talking.
I'm just
So
I'm trying.
you guys are both defending against an arrow
All right.
from the other side of the stream. The 17 to hit on Siege.
All right, that's a hit.
That's oh, I've lost my goblin stat block. Eh.
And goblins.
Fucking goblins.
So-
I was in trouble even through the internet.
4 piercing damage.
All right. That's another 4 piece of damage. Okay, so I'll just give you the scene. So is that wise, K-Doc, to use a torch and so and you see a goblin arrow stick out of my chest as I fall onto the bank of the river. And there's a splash, and I say ah,
Goblins,
as I fall
get
down.
What was it called?
Yeah. All right,
Alright.
that's
Are you
my turn.
are you
Um,
okay? You're not.
I've got 1 HP, so I'm very, very,
Excellent.
very, very badly hurt, but I'm still alive.
Excellent. The other one is shooting at Gilmore and will be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
I kind of look at Siege as he falls into the river. I'm like, what are,
Clutching a goblin
what
arrow.
are you doing? And then I get shot. I'm like,
I
ah!
fall back so you can see that I fall back so the arrow is poking out of my chest. So I was-
Another 4 piercing damage to Gilmore.
Shit.
And roll initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
14. Alright, that's 16 total for Tiber Siege.
Oh.
Aha, haha.
Yeah.
Aha.
Fuck that.
Oh, there you go. Gilmore. Aha. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh, dude.
So, just tell me what you've all got.
20.
1.
Okay.
What's your initiative bonus, Gilmore?
I checked. I don't have any initiative bonus.
Should be a dexterity.
0.
You don't have a dexterity bonus?
No, I don't have any dexterity bonus.
You're frolicking beforehand. I thought it
Oh wait, do we
Okay.
have...
So anyone else in the 15 to 20 range?
16.
16?
Yep.
For
Siege and K-Doc
Siege.
is 12. Wait, what's your
K-Doc is-
initiative bonus, K-Doc?
what's your bonus?
It's next to your armor class
Yep.
at the top.
and speed.
I don't think I don't know where that is. I couldn't find that.
It's not in the thing. Yeah, I don't think it's in the thing I sent you. It's kind of like a compact character sheet.
It will be your dex bonus.
Dex bonus plus
Yeah.
3. So you've got 15.
Okay.
15
There you go.
Okay. Anyone in 15 to 10?
Nope.
10 to 5?
Nope.
5 to 0?
Yeah, I got 2.
You got
I got
total
2.
of 2.
Fucking jeez.
Alright. The goblins are...
You can roll initiative for the enemy together, so the enemy just attacks at 1. It might be a little bit easier than rolling initiative for like all
Great
9
job.
goblins.
I think... Yeah, no, but this is just 2, so I want
Yeah,
them
of course,
broken
of
up,
course.
I think.
No worries. Cool. Okay, so.
Oh, so 2 down already, and let's look.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. These are strong. These are feisty goblins.
You
Really
understand my
fast.
They
hate
do a
for
lot of
goblins
damage.
now. Little bastards, you're trying to get someone who's just around.
Okay. Alright, so that surprise round is over. You've got Gilmore. You're up.
Okay,
You,
I
buddy?
just want to see the scene. Is Siege drowning currently? Like, is the water deep enough that if he's laying in the river, is he?
I'm not exactly laying in the river. My lower half is in the river. The other half is on the side of the bank.
Okay.
So I'm not like drowning, but like I'm on like half in the river, half not. But yeah, on the stream.
Okay, so I run over to you, and I grab your shoulders and I shake it and slap you in the face, and I don't cast heroism. I'm just slapping you. Wake up! Are you okay? And I start
Get off me!
And I start trying to pull you out of the river, but I get behind you. So I'm like
Okay.
trying to hide behind you and pull you out of it. So you're like a little meat shield for me.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to pull him up out of the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So
Um,
you can pull.
I'm 76 kilos, so I don't know how strong you are.
That's all right. Roll a strength check, Gilmore.
Yeah.
Roll
76
1,
kilos
2,
plus I'm wearing
2.
gear, so I'm probably like 90 kilos heavy. All right, so yeah,
What'd you roll?
3.
I rolled a 3. What's my
I'll say
I've
you're
got
able
0
to.
in strength.
Yeah.
Using your whole move and your action, I'll say you're able to move from 5 feet.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm kind
just,
of yeah.
That's 5 feet
Like-
of me covered.
Yeah.
like
I have
yeah.
puffs
Now he's short and in the water.
Yeah. I'm also yeah.
And I'll say,
yeah, no
I'll
worries.
say, fuck, you're heavy, and I'm trying to pull you out. And I give some inspiration to K-Dark. K-Dark, shoot them mofos!
All right. But K-Duck, you are inspired
Yep.
with a D6 when you choose to use it.
Oh, so I use that now to fire.
Well, it's not your turn.
Arrow.
But yes, I will remember. Okay. The first goblin that had hit Siege is now going to loose another arrow and shoot it at Kidok.
Aw.
You know what? Actually, no. It's going to be Gilmore because he sees you like in his same like line of vision. Sees you like he's trying to confirm a kill here. You're getting in the way. It's 22 to hit.
It misses me.
22 to hit.
Wait, 22 or 2 to hit?
22.
22.
Oh, okay, I thought it was 2 to hit. Okay,
And 3 piercing damage.
it hits me. Yeah,
3 piercing damage. Mark that.
that hurts.
That hurts.
That hurts.
Okay.
You're probably in the quick, or the equivalent.
Shit, I'm worried. I'm
No, it's awesome. See what happens.
I'm getting really worried.
This is awesome. Let's see what happens. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. Are you still able to move? I'll just ask that question, Gilmore.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
I can move.
That's all we need to know. Okay.
Not see.
Okay. Siege, it is your turn.
It is my action. Okay, so being shot by this goblin, arrows are whizzing by. Gilmore is hiding behind me and just trying to pull me out, slapping me, and then he gets hit by an arrow. I, with a heroic boost of energy, try and turn around, grab Gilmore by the neck or any part of him I can grab, and just dive with him to cover. As my action.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say there's probably like a boulder near the creek, that you're near, and you guys can like you drag him as well.
Yeah.
And I'll say that you guys have 3/4 cover.
Yeah. So would I need to roll anything just as like my movement and strength, just to push him and get him safely, with me? Because I'm basically like grabbing him and pushing him behind cover.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Roll.
Yep.
Roll strength. I'll say because he's not he's not dead weight.
Yeah.
Like he's
still able
I
to
weigh
move and help me.
58 kilos anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not
Roll
very
strength.
strong either,
Like you'll
but
be mostly carrying him since he's used his movement.
yeah, no worries.
So
That's a 3.
I'll say that you were able to get yourself into cover.
Yeah.
But Gilmore was a little heavy and just.
Yeah, I'm not strong either. That's a 3. That's
Yeah,
I'm very not strong.
In desperation, he didn't get all the way over. And
Yeah.
you're kind of.
I'm still in the
behind this
process
boulder.
of trying to pull him in.
Yes. So,
It's awkward because like my wound is my arrow is just like getting in the way.
yeah.
Would
You
I
did
be able to
your
do an
best.
action? Would I be able to use a or no? Would I not be? Would I be able to use?
No.
No. Okay. No. Don't worry.
I don't know.
Okay.
Um.
No, I think that's
actually, do you mind
okay.
if I just check, just because I'm like the purpose of this is for learning. So
Yeah.
I'll take the time to.
I'll assume like cover wouldn't be like maybe 3 meters away, 4 meters away, and so my understanding would be I just grab him as a move action, throw him and myself inside the cover, and then as my regular action from there, be able to do an action, which is in this case some cantrip.
An object.
But if you think it's
Yeah,
too
no, I
much
think
for me,
you can.
I can.
No, I think
okay.
you can.
No worries. It's your call, really. This isn't really going to be in the rules.
Yeah, no, it seems plausible. Like that's part of your move, in my opinion.
Yep. Cool.
And you
Alright.
got, because you were doing that, you got less movement.
Yeah.
Like the way I've imagined it, like you guys were not far, like from this cover you found.
Yeah, so we're just scrambling over each other, trying to help in our own weird ways.
Yeah.
And in this way, as well, while I'm reaching out, trying to grab him, I reach to my pouch and I take out a few more copper coins and I throw it at K-Dark, and I disappear into gold mist, and I say, "Joaquin, guide your arrows," and I
Okay.
cast guidance upon you. So I have to touch him though. Yeah. Are you close by, K-Dog? You'd probably be
Touch
close
us
by.
spiritually.
Yeah.
They're not close.
I'd say it's probably not, since you've moved to
Yeah.
this cover.
We,
Yeah,
we
no
were
worries.
the only 2 people at the stream anyway.
All right. Next turn though. All good. That's my turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Next up we have Kidak.
Right. I use that. How does that 1d6 work? Just gives me a bonus to hit or.
Yeah. So
So you roll
I
your
would
attack.
just roll your attack as normal.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just tell me what you're trying to do.
Just
What
loose
do you
an
wanna
arrow
do?
at the bushes.
Okay. And you're going for one of the goblins.
Hopefully.
Okay. Okay. So these.
Damn, I did it again.
What have you done?
And roll the car.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
alright.
rolling d20 got a 17. Okay, so.
Okay. Give me one sec. There's something I need to be aware of here.
That's. Plus. 23.
Okay. Just hold that for a sec. There's something I read that I need to learn about.
Oh, alright.
Okay. And what's your... Why are you rolling the one...
Because I just
So
realized it's a d8 to hit.
That's not exactly how it works. I'll just explain it now. So you're rolling your 20 to hit, and you've got on your longbow, your ranged weapon attack is a +5 to hit. So on that 17, add the +5.
But 22.
Yep,
Mhm.
22. And because in these because of the bushes that the goblins are shooting from, they have 3/4 cover, which gives them a +5 to their AC. Luckily, 22 still hits. So roll your
Nice.
damage, and I can see that you rolled your 1d8, and then add your, as you can see on your longbow damage, it's 1d8 +3 piercing damage.
So that's.
What's the damage total there? Oh, that's 8. 8 total damage. Yep, you've
Yep.
dispatched the first goblin.
Ah.
Like right as his head was poking out from the bushes. You know, trying to get his
So-
next target, you've
I
described it.
pull out an arrow, and after I've knocked it and released, just before I release, I see the goblin head stick up for a moment. I flick the bow upwards just the last minute to fly the arrow straight into his forehead.
Very nice. Okay.
Alright.
So, goblin number 1 is dead. Now goblin number 2 is he's gonna take a shot at you, Max, because he's just seen you dispatch someone and he sees you as the threat. So he's gonna roll a d20 at you. That is a 14 to hit.
D.
Sorry?
15 AC.
15. Okay, so that misses. Goes straight over. You hear. You can't exactly. You're having trouble seeing him through all the bushes, but you hear a little kiss. Going back to the top. Gilmore at the top.
As I'm laying here on the ground behind the boulder. I know. Did Rue go? Rue rolled a.
Oh no! Sorry.
That's
It
alright.
was at the bottom. Sorry,
Oh, the
Avlak. Avlak rolled the
Good.
2.
Good to know to give you
It's-
guys a little bit of cover. I'm going to kind of shape water with the little stream we've got and make a bit of like a sort of frozen ice little bit there. Kind of like frozen Moses. I like to call
Yeah.
it.
Crush them.
Frozen Moses. Oh, just for cover, I can't crush them unfortunately with this damn ability.
that's
I wanted to, but I can't. But yeah. So basically, what was it? I just was to pull up one of my hands would have been just it glows blue, and basically as the frozen water comes up, it creates a wall.
Yep.
Yeah, forms of a wall, whatever, to sort of block any further arrows from Mr. Goblin on the other
Oh,
side.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that you're
that's an action.
So you've moved over to the to near them, like towards the boulder, and kind of shape the water up,
Yeah, so
higher
like
up,
defends on
and
their
then
side.
and then frozen it.
Yeah, so the movement would be moving towards them, and then the action
Yep.
was shaping
Cool.
the water, so pulling
Alright.
the water up and then freezing it.
Yeah, so it kind of like you halt it, and it kind of builds up, and kind of is almost like spherical, and you see it like come into this this, this is almost like a kind of like a wave or like a bump,
Yeah.
and then you clench your fist, freeze it solid. You guys now have cover behind there.
Mm.
You should have
And
asked.
now
I
that
scrambled
you're
to
doing that, I will say that you guys actually now have complete cover behind there.
Oh, nice.
And you now, like, they'll now have to reposition to get a shot at you.
Cool.
Okay,
Good.
now Gilmore.
Now to me, okay. So I'm laying on the ground, and as I can start, like, I really want to sing to Avlok there. I can see that he's a little bit lagging behind, and I want to give him a boost. And unfortunately, like, my throat is starting to
Go
come
dry.
up with blood.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to almost like drown in my own blood, and I think back to my younger days when I was gargling water as notes, and I give it a shot, and I start gargling my blood to be notes. Inspire Rue.
A bloody inspiration. You hear it. Yeah.
And as I'm still manipulating the water, I sort of turn back to hear this. I'm like,
And you hear this
what
bubbling.
are you doing?
It's fucking terrible.
That is
Stop, you'll bleed out.
equally good as an intimidation roll, I would say. You know, like,
You're on the
Some
other side of
AC
the
for that
goblin
because
just
we're
uses-
intimidated now.
it's
Yeah,
what
so
you
I'm just
hear.
about to- oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
But it's somehow quite melodic, and you feel,
Disturbed.
I'm
and-
still deeply
and-
confused, but
and somehow in the strangeness of the situation, that attunes with you on a subconscious, almost hypnotic level, and you feel like your senses are somehow keened and in rhythm. You've got a D6 inspiration for you.
Alrighty then. It's out of my back pocket. In the back of my mind, apparently, just a good.
And for my action, I want to use the remaining energy I have to reach my arm around the boulder to where the ice is, so that like the goblins can see through and see my hand. I don't want to give them a finger. I'm
Okay.
doing that as I'm gargling these notes too.
Nice.
Roll intimidation. Okay.
Next up, we have Siege.
Alright, after grabbing Gilmore back behind cover, I turn my head, my gaze towards you, K-Doc, my bloodshot eyes. I look like a walking corpse. I'm so pale. I've lost a lot of blood. As I start shambling towards you, reaching for you. Joaquin, guide your arrow! And I cast, I flick coins in the air, and they disappear into gold mist. And I guide you. Now, it looks terrifying, actually, as I like touch you against your shoulder, and then kind of fall to my knees and just hold myself. So the target can roll 1d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check score of its choice. So yeah, so you basically have roll a d4. You can add that to an ability check score.
Okay. Ability checks. Does it go to any attack rolls?
I'll just read it. So you touch one willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll 1d4. Add the number rolled to one ability score of its choice. So ability score like strength, dexterity, etc., etc. It can roll the die before or making the ability check. The spell then ends. Okay. So so you know, if he wants to get better shooting, he could put that on dexterity and yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Gotcha.
that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. Next up, we have Kidok.
Right. So after this goblin, and then looked over at the terrifying noises and aimed back, and also drawn an arrow at this, even knowing. I attempt to loose another arrow and what I can use
What? You keep cutting
to
out.
use
still.
a. Do I? Oh, there's a had 1d6 and a 1d4.
Okay,
You've used
so
your 1d6, haven't you?
I'm not following.
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
okay, so he
It
wants to
doesn't
use
his
inspiration. He wants to
Oh,
use
okay.
inspiration.
So, if you want to attack the other goblin, roll your d20 and roll a d6.
And then roll a d4.
Keep on rolling.
Yeah. Then d6.
Yep.
That's a +1, so that's 15. And then roll a d4. And okay,
Oh my
so that
God.
becomes 2. And so you can add that to your dexterity.
So
If you
you
wish.
now have. Yeah, you now have a combined attack roll of 15, 17, plus the 5 from your longbow, makes 22.
Yes.
Good fucking bow.
And you can hit that goblin behind 3/4 cover in the bushes with
And in
all
this
those
case,
bonuses.
it's also his damage. If he does hit, it's going to get +1 damage because it's another step up of dexterity. And dexterity is damage type. Yeah. So
Okay. So
So
d8.
you roll your d8 instead of
Oh, I got a
+3 this time. Okay. Well, it'll be a +4 now.
I got 5.
Okay. So I'll say that you've hit him. It absolutely goes right into his hip. Like, it is really like... And seeing now that you have no problem hitting goblins that think they're hiding, you absolutely just smash the skull in of his of the other one, and you've crackerjacked him right in the hip. This goblin is now looking around, looking for
He's going to
exits.
be a paraplegic forever.
He is looking for exits. However, he is moving very slowly and is not able to move. And that is now his turn.
yeah. And as a note to you, K-Dark, when I did that weird ritual thing upon yourself, like it's as if like your eyes you could focus in much better, and you basically could see him partly behind cover, as if you could see like a faint outcrop of your target behind cover, and you could still hit him. You could still see where he was. So that's
Good
what
hold,
happened.
let's do
That's
that
what you
again.
see. Yeah.
Right. So it's now the other goblin's turn. He's going to attempt to flee. He's going to start running back towards the cave, and you can hear him start shouting. You know, if anyone speaks goblin, you can hear
I
him
do.
saying. You can hear him start yelling, "Help! Help!" You know, but he's too far away. Like you can hear the noise. He's still, you know, a real big distance off the thicket. And he starts to run, and you can hear like, "Help! Help! Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me!" And he's starting to. And that's his turn. He's going to move 20 feet closer to back towards the cabin entrance, and he's still probably got another, 50 or 60 feet to go.
He's going to call more of his kind. Shoot him! As I'm
And
rolling on the floor.
that's
Can't,
his
it's
turn.
my turn.
And now we have Avalok.
I see it was there was a goblin
And
scram.
he is not attempting to fight. He is.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's alright. Well, in noted that I try was a move. Yeah, so I move sort of as close as I can get to the goblin without actually like going past the other side of the river. But I was wondering if I could basically use the ice wall I've sort of created, reform that into some kind of I don't know. Can I like catch him in like an ice like container of some description, or to prevent him with some kind of I don't know, like magical ice
Cage.
cage. Put him in the cage. Leave him in the cage. If I
he's
get
not-
closer to it, do
Yeah, he's currently like he's not quite close to the water. I mean, if you
Could you force push the ice wall?
I can give it a whirl. Like a
Um,
little bit.
Do you have anything like that? I don't know.
that's probably more of telekinesis.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Oh, okay.
Let me just read what's possible here.
Because unfortunately, it's got to be within 30 feet. And I think it's a bit.
Yeah,
That's sort of
you can move water up to 5 feet in any direction, so it can only move 5 feet
Mm.
from the stream.
Mm.
You can change the color of the water, or freeze the water.
Yeah, I'll fuck that in. Well, just to make it easier, I'll probably just what have we got here? Oh yeah, magic missile. Because I had rest before, so I can use it again. Yeah, no, I think I'll do that. So I'll basically shoot him in the legs. Right. So just
Okay.
usual do to it.
Magic missile.
Magic
Alright,
missile.
that'll just hit.
That was
Roll 3d4,
Ready for.
like separate ones, separate
Yep.
3d.
What the?
You can roll 3d4 like that, and you'll show you the individual.
cool.
Individual.
Oh,
cool.
so you can put. Oh, yes, I put 3. And then, yeah. 4. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, what do we say before? Yeah, so that after you send 3 magic missiles out. The first one dispatches him. You can take it away from there.
Oh, perfect. Well, yeah, the first one. Because he's slow moving and sort of screaming, when it's quite easy to. There was basically just point my finger towards him, and then it was a magical sort of stream, sort of pointing light magic order. Just goes, very quickly. Speed of light, I suppose. Was it right through his back, through his chest cavity, and right through the other side. From a distance, we could see a bit of sort of blood sort of spatting around, and I just imagine he's starting to go flailing around doing the goblin thing, and then I use the other 2 magic missiles to pin his legs down. So basically, he's kind of pinata in front of the cave entrance. Bit of blood everywhere.
Okay.
Fucking brutal.
Because you guys have got him exactly on 0, I'll say that he's currently bleeding out and will perish very, very soon and will not be going anywhere. He'll probably die within the next 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay. Does that mean it's my go again?
Combat's over. There's no
I want
immediate...
to go anyway. I'm gonna cast minor illusion of my face where that goblin is. Like, as he's bleeding out, and he looks to the side and he sees the minor illusion of me, and blood, gargling, spitting out the side, and then saying, "This is what you get for shooting me." And that's the last thing he sees as he fades away from
Okay.
existence.
Does anyone else do anything?
Oh, I scream and moan. I'm just lying there and trying to patch myself up.
I'm being a blood fountain.
try and cannot die.
Yeah. You see the colours drain from my face. I look as white as a ghost, as a sheet. As I attempt to pull the sickly goblin arrow out, but I just can't. I just don't have the strength for it. Yeah, I'm not in a good place. I'm not in a good place at all.
I'm in pretty much an equally bad place with blood all over my face. I'm laying on the ground, and I tilt my head to the left, and I see a mushroom that's really, really big, and it's the same type of mushroom as the one that I sung to back on the path. And I just think for some reason that my spell worked, and I have a tear just roll down my face as I'm happy. I'm like,
Delirium setting in.
yeah.
I'm motioning over to K-Dark. They're delirious at the moment. Move carefully, and we'll treat them as best we can.
I'm just so happy that my mushroom grew.
I think Gilmore was right. We should have. Shit! We
Don't
should have just
move.
left. We should have carried on.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have let them more goblins if we didn't. If we move towards the city. Hang on, don't touch the arrow. You're just infected. All right. This is going to hurt, but we'll have to do it. I'm gonna use magic again to sort of pull the arrow out and try and seal it. But I assume I'll have to use my medic skill. What is it, medicine or something like that?
Yeah, I'll say you can use like your magic abilities just for flavor and stuff, but you actually need to apply your skills.
Yep, that's right. So I've got alright. So with that, I've got a +2 of medicine. So
So roll a d20, and I think, do you still have an inspiration that you can use if you choose to?
Yeah, that's right. I still got I got from Gilmore beforehand.
You
That
got
was
your
Still
blood
deeply inspired by my death go.
blood, yeah, but so I got a 6 plus was it a D6?
A d6, so
yeah.
add a d6.
What did I? Oh fuck! No,
65?
65. I'll take it. 65. Good. So
Okay,
2,
8.
8 total.
8 with what have I got? The medicine shit. I got +2. So 10.
Okay, I'll say you're able to help stabilize him, and Siege will gain 1 health point
Yeah, that sounds good.
to just kind of be stabilized, and he's starting to.
Alright,
I
as
guess
you're
kind
on the
of-
arrow, yeah.
You've got him into a state where his body can now heal.
So no, careful, Tyler. Here we go. And I just sort of slowly move my hand sort of over the arrow and the wound itself, and just slowly start to pull out the arrow.
As I try to keep quiet, as I bite. Oh.
I need to concentrate. and then it comes out, and I just quickly sort of wipe the hand or whatever, and stabilize the wound or whatever. It is bleed, but it's like a very sort of thin, sort of covering, just holding everything. If anything touched or anything, it'll disperse blood everywhere, but it's stabilized.
As this is happening, I've got like a massive smile on my face, and with my outstretched hand, I'm pointing and casting Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation to send out little sparks from my finger, like little glittering sparks around my finger and around the mushroom that I think I grew. I'm just sending little glitters at it. It's like
Gilmore needs help. Tend to him. I'm fine, thanks.
It's like giving magic to cavemen, isn't it? I just walk over to Gilmore's like, Gilmore, can you hear me? And I sort of wave my hand around his eyes to see if I get any.
I like slowly look up at you.
Perfect, great. Okay, you just need to stay still. Actually, you still got the arrow in you, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think I've got 2 in me actually.
Oh,
I'm sure I've got 2.
I go to K-Dark. I might need some assistance. Gilmore over here has several arrows embedded.
Okay.
Okay, so... Well, I'll try and get the one with the closer to his chest. You might attempt... we'll do one at a time, because I don't think he'll be able to take the shock. So, I begin to do a similar procedure as what I did with Tyber beforehand.
Yeah, do another roll.
So what do you got?
Please don't roll a 1.
D20. Oh, you got 11.
Yeah, there you go.
And a d6.
Wait, to remove
Oh,
an
no-
arrow,
no more
do I
D6.
have to
Oh,
do anything?
Oh,
No,
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 D6, you only use it once.
Cancel
you
that.
don't have the
So then
inspiration.
+2, so 13.
13. Alright. Yeah, I'll say you gain 1 hit point as well. And
Alright.
we'll be able to start, like, you know, you can soldier on and you can start to heal.
Nice.
So I said to K-Dark, like, this should was a knockout and delirium a little bit. Okay, Gilmore, here we go. And I just, a little bit more sort of viciously, but not so much that it causes more sort of damage or whatever, but I start to was a move quite quickly, the arrow from his chest, and
Mm-hmm.
as I say, a little bit of spurt of blood does come out, and I just quickly sort of wave over and go, there you go. K-Dark, you might have to deal with the other one, I'm a bit exhausted.
Okay.
Do I do anything or just remove the arrow?
I just remove the arrow.
Like, you can just move
do
it.
Okay, so move over and...
Because I think you only
Lightly
have one
or
person
gently,
tending
just
to you at any one time.
Oh,
For that to be
okay.
effective.
No, so just from somewhere that I had on my person, and then pull out the arrow, and then the area of the wound.
Whoa. Once again,
He'll be fine.
we
Oh,
must ask
sure,
ourselves,
sure.
is it worth continuing on this wild goose chase?
We do know that goblins are still within that cave, as I heard him yelling something. I wasn't sure what it was, but
Your
had to be
knowledge-
Of
something.
course goblins are going in that cave.
Your knowledge from the tracks are that the dragging goes all the way through to the cave as well.
Of course goblins are in that cave. Goblins are everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if there are another 20 behind that rock over there. We need to decide whether we continue or we leave.
We have taken injuries,
Yes.
systemic injuries. The
Still a little bit delirious and out of it. I'm not paying attention at all.
The better part of Valor would be to retreat for now. Maybe we was to get back to our caravan, get to the city, and then perhaps seek help, or once we're sort of better able, come back and determine whether it is sort of viable to save.
I'm standing on my
Dwarven.
I'm standing on my feet now as I'm listening to you. Pain look and expression on my face is. I suppose that is wise. I do not feel comfortable leaving Gundran, but I think if we continue any further, we are only going to run across more goblins.
And next
There's
time
too
could be the
many.
final goblin. So,
Yes.
and we can't help him if we're dead. That's a simple fact. So, that's my suggestion. Out to the group.
I haven't stood up yet. I lie on my back and clean off my face, and I just say, I want nap time.
I look at him. I look at Gilmore, and I just see like pity, just like a sadness washes over my features. I see this once extravagant, boisterous, bag of jumping beans is now just like almost dead. I feel really pity. Like it reminds me of my kid, my son, back in
It
Neverwinter.
reminds me of my
Oh,
dead
man.
kid. Ooh, okay. Shit.
No, it reminds me of my kid. I didn't say dead kid.
Wow.
So
So
I think that's wise.
I'll say at this point,
Ooh.
it's about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon now. It's not. The sun's not setting, but it will soon. You can see the skies going a little more orange.
How long is the walk back to our oxen? In
It'll probably be-
time-wise?
Yeah, probably an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
Let's make our way back to the ox.
And before
With
it's
luck.
dark, goblins.
With luck, we'll be able to get there before nightfall. I'll try my best not to slow us down, but we'll need to carry Gilmore. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to walk.
Mhm.
K-Dark,
Huh.
you look to be in good shape. Could you help in this?
Yes, I suppose so.
Mm.
What? You suppose so? You're going to just leave him here? What other choice do we have?
I don't like being
Scout the cave.
distractions.
while the rest of you wait down at the bottom.
I suppose.
It's fine. We'll get there.
And if I find more fortifications, then we will probably need more assistance.
Yes.
No, I just missed that. Sorry, cut it.
That sounds wise. Kadok, perhaps you should go.
I was just suggesting that, like, the cave solo, and then the rest of the guys retreat back down the mountain, or hill, or valley.
Yeah.
Alright.
That seems to be a wise decision. Let's hide away. Make a mega rest.
I want to look at Kadok, and I'm going to say to him, man, if we are getting screwed over by like 2 goblins, 4 of us, you're not gonna last very long in there. Come back with us, and I'm going to do a persuasion roll on that.
Persuade away.
So, Max, roll just a straight wisdom save.
Okay.
Or do a wisdom check.
I don't know. I think maybe we should just leave it up to selling at this point. It's just,
Sorry?
just if he rolls high, if
Well,
total
No,
15.
my charisma's low as shit.
Roll a 15.
Well, yeah, it's up to you,
So
Max.
it's up to
you.
up
But
to
he
you.
rolled a 15, so take that into account. He basically just
I
warned
rolled
you
a
that. Yeah, he basically just warned you that. Yeah, don't worry about what you rolled. He basically just warned you that there's probably going to be more goblins. And you're probably going to die, so he doesn't recommend you going in there. He rolled a 15 on that persuade, so.
And you find him persuasive, and you're taking it into consideration, but ultimately it's your choice.
Don't worry, Gilmore. If I can hide from a dragon, I can hide from a goblin.
I look at him, I nod, and I want to reach down onto the ground. I'll pick up a pinch of dirt. I'm going to rub it into his face, making sure to get some in his mouth and up his nose as I cast Long Strider on him.
What? Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So tell him what you've done to him.
Basically, you've got an increased movement. You got 10 feet of increased movement.
For how long?
I think it's an hour.
That's pretty good.
Alright, you get face
Yeah.
rubbed on your face. You get dirt rubbed on your face.
That's
Yep.
45.
Yeah, 1 hour.
So now in combat, you can move 40 feet for the next hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all I have to offer, and then my hand goes limp and...
Yeah.
What are you
For
doing,
posit-
Gilmore? Come on. Alibi, help me take him somewhere.
All
We'll
right,
rest.
I'll get these 2 wizards to safety. I was like, Canada, be careful. And I just sort of nod and continue to limp these 2
Yeah.
away to the caravan.
Okay. For posterity's sake, I'll say that unless you want to do anything, your next hour travel back to your caravan is now pretty uneventful. You go back the way you came.
We were just our plan was just to rest nearby, hide somewhere nearby while we wait for Kadok to have a
Okay.
look, and then wait for him to have a look and then
Okay.
come back.
No,
I
no,
think that was like, yeah.
Okay. So you'll just wait kind of
Yeah.
a little bit back.
Yep.
Just like, okay. Sorry, I
Next
missed that.
That's right. Next to some boulders, there's some roots.
Okay.
Let's tree.
Kadok, are you taking any more time to prepare or anything?
Nope.
Okay. So you're gonna go. How far
Move out
away do you
straight
guys
away.
travel in terms of like time? Like, how long do you travel? Or are you just kind of like back hiding in the brush?
Not
Probably
too
about
far.
50 meters
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I want to take a short rest here. I'm going to pass the fuck out.
We'll
I
be
see
over.
who's in.
Okay. Just so you know, I think you only get a certain number of hit dice per day, so you probably
Okay.
won't be able to
Okay.
recover any hit points until
That's
you take
alright.
a long rest.
I'm
That's
going
right.
to just have a nap anyway.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
won't
and
recover
anything
anything.
you get back from a short rest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's anything else that happens during a short rest. I'll just quickly.
No.
Well,
Like, I
I
don't
don't
think
I should
it's-
get attacked by more goblins.
Hmm.
Then you're all dead, and I'll be back and be like,
Oh,
"Fuck."
we know where they're coming from. The cave.
Yeah.
As Kadok is signed ahead of with signed split up, Kadok will be over by the gnarled tree over there. The one we passed. The one with streaks where Gilmore drew on previously. We'll meet you there.
Okay.
Little patterns.
Be careful. Yeah.
I'm a really bad drawer, by the way, so
No.
it's trying to be a butterfly, but it just doesn't look like one.
You know, Gilmore. As I'm
the
kind of
negative
half helping you carry you and Avalok back to this tree. You know, Gilmore, that drawings, though I thought it was annoying and stupid and pointless, perhaps I still do, it's going to be useful for finding a way back. Who would have thought?
I look at you and I give you a sly smile.
I was just gonna say before, anyone who spent hit dice before, I forgot to tell you, you can actually add your Constitution modifier to that. So if you have Constitution,
Okay.
just add that. Yeah, add your modifier to your current health. If you did hit dice before,
Okay.
if you didn't add it, you can actually just add that to your health pool.
Okay. So I'm still messed up. I'm a little bit better than I was
zero.
before.
Yeah, if it's a minus, don't even worry.
Yeah.
It's only if it's an add. Yeah. So at this point, actually no, it's not almost. Never mind.
K-Doc.
Yeah, kind of. If you guys don't mind just waiting 1 sec, I need to run to the bathroom.
No wrong.
I'm good to go for another 30 to 45 minutes, or perhaps even longer if you guys are. Are you guys feeling like you need to wrap up anytime soon?
No, I'm good
Well, I
here.
can do another.
No, I'm good.
Or something. Like-
Okay.
You want
let
to
me
see
know how you're
Axel's sitting upstairs? Do you want to see if
No,
like-
shit.
He would come to the rescue.
he would come to the rescue or something? Is that plausible
I
or
mean-
not really?
Yeah, go and check with him and see if he wants to
User
jump in
left
now.
your channel.
But I'll just quickly run to the. I'm busting. So.
Okay, go.
Yeah, I do. I think we should do the rest. Do that same thing.
Oh,
The in.
no.
User
Well,
was
it's
moved
back in
to
those
your
old
channel.
films.
Oh,
User was moved
sorry,
to your
I was
channel.
reading it.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We're really kind of fucked up right now, and we need someone to come to the rescue.
Help us!
Well, look.
What?
Here's the
I'll,
thing.
I'll be back.
I'm halfway through doing a practice stat test for my stat test tomorrow, and I'm also halfway through a glass of vodka.
That's all right. That's
What
not a
are you
problem.
doing? What are you doing?
Trying my best.
With a helping hand of half a bottle of vodka doing a stat test
Half
for
a
university.
glass of vodka. I said. I didn't. Not half a glass. No. Like a half of a mixed vodka drink.
Okay, well that's
Not
gonna help
half
you
a
think.
bottle. Fucking hell.
You're an idiot. I love you. I love you so much. You know, just you're a bucket of beans.
So
You're a
come in and
bucket of
save
beans.
us.
So
I can't. I'm sorry. I have to
Yes,
do
you
the
can.
thing.
Alright.
No, I have to leave soon to go to family dinner,
Okay.
and I'm doing this now.
Fair
So
enough.
I have to do everything that I don't do now tomorrow, or
Oh,
like later tonight and tomorrow before the test.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh, Axel, bro, I'm looking at Avatar. You've gained weight.
that's not me.
Yeah, what do you...
He gained weight and he turned black.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think that's the
reverse,
major thing.
Okay.
reverse Michael Jackson's disease.
Yeah. Alright. Get out of here.
User was moved out of your channel.
I've told you.
Oh, he's not coming? Oh.
Nah, you can't.
No, he won't.
No. I told you, it's an excuse. It's like, oh, fucking can't, and rush me.
Oh, Roo.
Mm.
I'm back.
Take them on a team speak avatar.
Back.
Okay.
All right.
Alright, back in.
So you guys are all resting and chilling out in the bushes.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
K-Dark is heading forward to check out this cave. Alrighty.
So I've got a little bonus that I've got as a where is it? Traveling alone, I can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I see that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I can see in the dark.
there you go. Okay. So, let's have a look. Da-da-da. So as you approach the cave mouth, like just inside of it, there's a few uneven stones and things like all scattered about. There's a small, dark, kind of moist and dank-smelling chamber on the right-hand side of this kind of cave mouth entrance. The first thing, can you roll a stealth check?
Yep.
And also a perception check. So add your stealth to the 10.
15.
Okay. And a perception check. And add your perception.
12.
Okay. So as you approach the cave mouth, you listen for a sec. And the first thing you hear is some snarls. Yeah, savage snarls and the gnashing of teeth. It's echoing through the chamber. It's not immediate right now. It's not right there. And you can hear chains rattle. And as you peek over the edge, you can see that there are currently 2 wolves chained. The rod kind of bashed in there. They don't notice you, but you can see that there are, and they're chained, and there's a lot of chain there. You get that these are some kind of guard dogs, or they're actually wolves.
Stealth past them.
Okay.
I thought I was like disconnected for a second. Then Jesus.
No.
Yeah, so I moved.
Let's see
So
on this GM. Okay.
I approached the cave and stopped slightly, and then approach more carefully. The opposite side of the cavern towards them, very
Okay.
carefully.
All right. Okay. So go ahead and, as you're moving towards it now, roll another stealth check.
Orange Jesus, orange Jesus, orange Jesus. Orange Jesus, yes! Orange Jesus.
Okay.
So that is a 22.
Okay. Knowing, you know, and being quite familiar with beasts, even wild and hostile beasts, you know the way that they track and where they would look, and with a combination of distractions and your own patience, you're able to slip past these wolves. Okay, and you're just walking past. I'm just reading what happens next.
I'm currently having a dream
Okay.
that is just mushroom filled.
So just past the wolves, literally just past, quite close, but kind of tucked around the corner. Their chains could reach there, but it's not in direct view of them. There is a fissure in the cave that's 30 feet up, and don't see any other entrances or exits. You get the feeling that to proceed, you would need to climb up. And at the bottom of this area there is like a pile of refuse and rubbish. You feel that whatever's up there throws its discarded things and, you know, bones and things down to this fish, kind of throwing it to the dogs.
Check around in the dark, and I don't see anything else, but I see the fissure, so I attempt to climb, leg to wall, feet to
Okay.
wall, just elbows.
Make an athletics check.
Yep. 4.
That's a nat one.
No, you don't add anything to a nat
Dead.
1.
Fall to the
Well, that didn't
wolves.
work.
Well, luckily, you hadn't even begun to climb, so you don't fall. But as you try to get
User
your
joined your
footing,
channel.
you kick into the wall, and a rock comes loose, and it makes a loud clattering and clashing sound into the pile. You hear the ferocious snarling stop for half a second, and you hear a chain start to move. What do you do?
I attempt to sit still as much as I can, and
Well,
Where's that?
where exactly?
just wherever I was.
At the base of the fissure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a stealth thingy that I got around. I'm trying to find it.
Sorry?
Oh, there's a
Your Mask of the Wild?
Mask of the Wild. Can I use that?
Well, the Mask of the Wild
Darkness.
refers to foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and anything that kind of obscures the air.
Oh, okay.
Like
Is it dusty?
you
So
can
that's a no.
you can stealth
Could I?
like in darkness, but this is more about just natural. Your Mask of the Wild feat is probably more about like natural,
Okay, fair enough. All right.
like weather.
Okay, so
and things.
stealth roll, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we'll continue your one, but in the room I'll try and describe it. Actually, here, let's call it something like this. So there's kind of like a shaft of light in that fissure. Imagine there's nothing kind of behind, and the dogs are around the corner to the right that you've just walked past,
okay.
and the entrance is up there. The only way out is up or back the way you came. Probably limited places that you could, but we'll keep the stealth, and we'll bring the dogs
Yeah.
around.
Okay.
The dogs
Get
are
stealth.
the dogs are coming around now.
Alright.
They heard a clatter, and they're used to things being thrown down here, and usually that means there's some food or something for them to pick at, or something that gets thrown down this hole. It's like the pile of bones and things. Okay,
Am I
and
rolling for stealth?
not yet.
Okay.
The wolves have advantage on their perception. Oh my god. Okay. So, 2 wolves, chained, come around the corner and start to rummage through this. You hear them, poke through. They don't seem interested in too much. This is all yesterday's pickings. Nothing new has come down, and you can tell that they're, as a someone who's grown up in the wilds, you're quite familiar with the behavior of these beasts. One of them starts to smell around and seems to cock its head for half a second, but then returns to the pile and eventually they make their way back to their post. They snap at each other on the way back and forward, snarling as rabid guard dogs do. You seem to have hidden just by 1.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, he rolled a 17, and they have a +4 to perception, so he had 21 perception, you had 22 stealth.
You could have been a very, very dead little elf.
That-
All
Could have been
your
very,
fault.
very dead. Yeah.
I'm looking at the stats on these puppies. What do you do?
So I remind myself immediately after this venture and change, and then I attempt to movements to go back to normal, and then I attempt to climb back up the same hole that I fucked up on.
Okay. So you attempt to climb.
D20.
Roll your strength. Athletics.
It's a 16.
Okay.
So
And do you have
19?
athletics? 19?
Yeah.
Okay. Da-da-da.
Phew.
Okay. Da-da-da. So you are now 2/3 up the thing. Because your speed is now 40 with Long Strider. You move at half speed while climbing. And it's a 30 feet thing. So you're 2/3 of the way up. Make another athletics roll to continue, if you choose.
30 feet.
If I choose, so I can just ignore that and keep climbing.
Pardon?
So do I have to roll again to climb, or do
You
I
have to roll
just
again to
sit there
climb.
for the rest of the? Okay.
30 feet, that's like 8 meters, 7 meters high. That's very high to fall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
So
high
that's-
fall.
Okay, and add your
It's
athletics.
a
Two-story
it's a
building.
9.
Okay. So, on a check result of 6 to 9, you do not gain or lose ground. But it takes you some time, and attempting to do this quietly is quite difficult, but because you were just at the 9, I'll say that you managed to remain quiet.
Okay.
Do you attempt to keep climbing? Also, is your group doing anything at this point? If
I'm still taking a nap.
K-Dark
I'm
is
still
taking
asleep.
a while.
not much time has passed. I'd say it's probably only been like half an hour. But maybe
That's actually
even
quite a
more.
lot, because we need
Yeah.
to start heading off. If he does not come back soon, we may need to start heading off without him.
Give him another half an hour. Wood elves have a certain knack for getting in
Nice.
inside stuff like that.
Night is falling and we're going to risk getting lost in these woods and then we'll surely be dead.
Well, I can send the woods, and also I can illuminate the woods, so...
Illuminate the woods with magic. Great.
Ooh.
That'll
As a
just...
distraction, it lets me finish. As a distraction, so we can go through another path.
That sounds foolish.
Mm-hmm. You have a better suggestion?
No.
Good. Anyway, continue.
Okay, back to K-Dark. You're 2/3 up the way of a 30-foot fissure. What do you do?
So I roll again to keep climbing.
Yep.
Okay.
Roll athletics.
Or
That's a
that's
10.
a
It's a
10. 10.
That is what you needed.
That's what you need.
So
Welcome to roll.
Nice.
Welcome to the D20 system, man.
exactly.
Orange Jesus.
So you managed to get up. And everything around you is completely dark.
That's good.
It's completely dark up here.
Is it completely dark? Like oh, what do they call it in?
Pitch black.
Is it? Yeah, is it complete darkness or just
It's
dark?
complete darkness. Just complete
Pitch black.
darkness.
So you
black
can't
as
see
Montgomery's
even
ass.
dimly.
Black as a black man's ass.
But because you're a wood elf, you can see up to 30 feet in front of you as if it's very dim
Oh.
light. Past 30 feet, complete blackness. And so you can see that this main passage now out of this cave mouth goes quite steamily upwards, and the stream is kind of plunging around.
Stream's just defying gravity.
Hmm.
It's a cave.
Um,
Yeah. It's magic.
Actually, sorry, just mind waiting 2 seconds or something.
Okay.
I start
Oh,
turning
okay.
in my sleep, grasping grass in my hands. And
Okay, so
Feeling it.
Max,
Yes.
you are peeking over the top of this fissure, and you see sacks and crates of looted provisions, all piled up, all around the south end of the cave and all around the edges. Kind of around the corner to the
Microphone muted.
left,
Microphone
you
activated.
can see like this. It slopes kind of downwards back into the cave because you've climbed like 10 or 11 meters straight up.
Mm.
So there's like a, you've kind of, so while the
Why?
so there was, I think I messed up the layout of the cave a little bit, sorry, so that you actually could have
Oh,
kept
okay.
going through the stream. You didn't have to sneak past the dogs.
That's
But-
right.
Oh,
Sorry, I'll
well,
just say that was
anyway.
off to left was off the left into the dark anyway, so that wasn't
Okay.
wasn't
Yeah.
actually seen. But what you've done, you've kind of gone off here and climbed up, and you see a large cavern chamber all around you with supplies. You can hear the falling water, so the water source is kind of down the other end. You can't see it because it's more than 30 feet,
Yeah.
but you can hear it. You can hear like some gushing water. In the middle of the cabin, there's smoldering fire. You see 4 figures in this cave. Oh. And because there is a fire, I'll say that there's dim light, and you can see it. Let me just... Where is the one? Sorry. So, you can see it. You can see the biggest one. There are a few other little shapes, so you make out 2 shapes to be goblins in this cabin. See a rather large wolf, a very, very large wolf. And the final form that you see is giant compared to all the other forms around it.
Including me.
And roll I wanted to say an intelligence check and a stealth check.
So... Oh, I'm gonna go stealth and then intelligence.
Nah,
I don't think it works like that.
it doesn't work like that.
I said
Damn it.
intelligence and stealth, so I'm going to take them in that order. So what's your intelligence and what's your stealth?
15 for intelligence and 2 for stealth.
So
wait,
smart, he
that's
realizes
plus
that he's not in stealth.
7 for stealth. And intelligence... What do I don't know how to grab that.
So
I
it's
don't
your
have-
intelligence modifier, the plus thing next to your
Oh.
intelligence? It's 0 anyway.
0. Yeah, 0.
Okay. So, you know what this is. It's a bugbear.
What?
A bugbear? It's kind of a large, muscular, goblinoid type shape, but it's covered in fur. It has pointed ears. And you can see this one is actually armored.
That's terrifying.
You know these to be quite brutish creatures. And this one particular looks quite vicious. And gonna roll perception. What was your stealth?
That was a 7.
So as you poke your head out the top of the fissure, you're quite exhausted and some rocks go a little bit loose. But as you poke your head out, you look, and as you're studying the contents of the room, you see his form and his head snap towards your direction. And as you know, and this is knowledge that you have because you're quite intelligent, you're used to the wilds, bugbears have dark vision. They can see completely in the dark. And you hear a deep yell. Who's there? Who? Check that, Ripper. Check. And you hear a dog bark. And you hear the paws scampering on the stone beneath. You hear 2 swords get drawn. A slight thud in the rock that your hands are grasped onto. Roll initiative.
Fuck.
Oh,
I'm gonna die.
dear.
My God, that's no idea. It's a 9.
The 9, add your
Roll
dexterity.
survival.
Oh, it's a plus 3 to.
That face! That face!
I'm
That
dead.
face was gold. Ah.
So they all go first. And
and
I
I'm
was
stuck in
rolling them as a
hole.
group that time.
Okay.
As well.
Have a look.
Okay, so you can either evade the whole
No.
group, or he's gonna get.
Oh, I'm dead.
They will run
This is a bad
towards
idea.
you. So they won't get to you, but they are
Okay.
all gonna run as a group and dash over to you, and they're now about 20 feet from your enclosure, probably
Location.
15 feet actually from your, like your, I assume you're like hanging on, you know, and you're kind of like down
Yes.
in this fissure.
Yeah, about 4 meters away, roughly.
About
How
4 meters.
wide is the fissure?
8 feet.
Okay, so that's not gonna work.
It's quite narrow. It's narrow, 8 feet like that, and it's kind of like,
Oh no. Oh. Width.
so it's probably like 2 meters.
Okay, yeah, it's still too long. That's not gonna work either. Could I climb up
Up or down?
quickly without I've been seen and just climb up
No, he's
like
seen
into
you.
the.
Knows you're there.
He knows you're there. He identified
Okay.
you. He knows. Sorry, he doesn't know that you are there, but he saw something. He saw movement. He knows there's something climbing up.
Fear grips Kael'Dark's head.
Yes. It lands onto the rocks down below.
Come on, you gotta tell me what you're doing. Every move is 6
Climbing up.
seconds.
I'm gonna kill them all. The 16 plus athletics.
Wait.
What do you do?
What are you doing?
Climbing
Wait,
up.
Max,
Climbing up.
Max, you're already at the top. You don't need to roll athletics. Just tell
Oh, no.
the way this works. Sorry, Max. Just tell me whatever you want to do, and I'll tell you what you need to roll. Like if you ever want to shoot someone, I'll let you know if it hits. Anything like
Okay.
that. Just tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you which rolls need to happen.
Right. Okay, so I want to get up
I'll-
and hide or fight.
Which
Make a
one?
decision. Hide or
Yeah,
fight.
Fighting.
Fighting.
Okay. So you bring yourself up to full height. You know, you're not just clambering up, you bring yourself up to full height. You see, and you know what? They say not to like show the layout of these to the players, but I'm just gonna show you where. Like, I've got a map of this. This is the same one that's in my handbook. So this is where. Might have to zoom this one out actually. It's quite high res.
You can also scale it down.
Will that
Very
work? Or
comfortable,
is it
right?
pixelated? Pixelated for me.
I can say.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, there we go.
Is it
It's-
clear?
It's,
So it's-
clear now. Yeah.
So I see that smoldering campfire, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So I went through there.
is there a way you
to the
can
right.
get out of this mode? So, you went in, and to the right where the eggs are,
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's that little bit.
that narrow
smoldering.
bit is the
Yeah, I see
cabin,
that, yeah.
and then the bottom right is the smoldering cabin.
Oh, yeah, I see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that went. No, so the dogs. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
you're
where
in the
you are
scrutiny
now.
place.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And there are 4 figures moving towards you. And you're now at the top. And you can identify your targets as 1 bear, 2 goblins, and a wolf.
Hmm. That. So I get up and I move. Yeah, corner thingy.
Sorry?
The. Where is it? Draw freehand. So I move here. Just to get into a
Okay.
reinforced position. Can't you see the purple?
I can see that.
Yeah. And then I draw my bow and attempt. Can I do goblins?
I caught that. Sorry, were you attempting to shoot at the goblins?
Shoot at the goblin, yeah, from that spot.
Okay. Okay, so from this, they're probably about 30 feet away now.
Yeah.
So they're definitely in range. Yeah, go ahead and roll attack at a goblin.
Would we count his previous roll or not?
For which?
He rolled
That
a
was
16.
his climbing.
Yeah.
That was his climbing roll.
Oh, okay, the rest, yeah.
But he didn't. You didn't even need to roll that. Okay. So 13. Add your longbow. And I think
At
you've still
plus
got your
5.
dexterity bonus from
From me.
siege.
Guidance.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
No.
yeah.
that's pretty good.
Okay. So
Nice.
13. Add your longbows.
Unfortunately
Plus
not,
5.
man. Unfortunately, it's just...
Okay.
Yeah, it goes back to normal.
Okay. So that's a 18 to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 1d8 plus 3.
1d8.
5 damage.
4, 9.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, plus 3.
No, wasn't it?
Oh,
Wait,
plus
you
4.
said
Plus
the-
4 was on my... Because I gave an ability, but that ability went away, so
That's
it's
one off.
just...
Okay.
It's one
Yeah,
off,
so
yeah.
that's but. So that's 8.
Yeah.
That's 8 damage. You've killed
Yeah.
that goblin. You've dispatched him.
Nice.
He was drawing his sword, getting ready to run, and follow his. But did I got you to roll initiative, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. So they
did
went.
you roll?
You said they all went first. I rolled. What did I roll? I
You rolled a
Rolled a
12.
9. Yeah, 12.
Okay, so that
And
was
then
your
you-
turn.
Yeah.
So now it's their turn again. So there's. And I've said you're 30 feet from them.
Yeah.
So. You've got a goblin, a wolf, and a bugbear remaining. And I've kind of rolled them all as a group so they'll all come at once. Or do you think I should break this up?
I'll roll them together. Oh, well, just,
yeah.
just make sure you know
I
which
mean-
order, so like Bugbear, Goblin,
Yeah.
Wolf, and these roll together, yeah.
Yeah.
Bugbear, Goblin, Wolf.
Well, I'll go, put them in a row. So I'll say the wolf. I think the wolf's likely to get there first.
Mhm.
Then bugbear and goblin. Okay. So the wolf is going to come up to you. Yes, definitely, because it has a 40-foot speed. And it's going to come straight up to you and make a bite attack.
Uh-oh.
That's a 14 to hit.
Oh, it's 15 AC.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Missed.
Man, you've got me worried. So the wolf is like right up to you. It's like starts snarling at you, and you manage to like kick away its bite. It doesn't quite connect with you. Okay, next up, bugbear. And you know, you can hear him now saying, "You are an intruder. This is my domain." You know, and you hear
His
him.
foul goblin tongue.
He swings at you and he says, "You face Clog of the Cragmore," and swings at you with a morning star.
Oh,
Morning Star. What is that?
it's a spiked mace.
On a big ass chain. I'll whack
Yeah.
in there and kill you.
Oh.
Just looking up an image for that.
13 to hit.
Oh
That's
my
scary.
God.
I'm
15 AC.
Are you kidding me? 13 to
Missed.
hit? Oh
Like-
my
like,
God.
I missed. I rolled this 9.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Wait, that 9.
Yeah.
Look at that. Anyway,
And the goblin.
and he's got a +4 to hit, so that's 13. And now the goblin. The goblin will be just doing a scimitar attack. 8 to hit. Doesn't hit.
Yes.
So the goblin comes up as well. They kind of all. The goblin
Playing
won't see
just
it.
playing together, really.
Yeah. Goblins don't see as well. Oh no, never mind. They do. They see
User
very well in the
disconnected
dark.
from your
So
channel.
yes. Despite his dark vision, they're all quite surprised and flustered, and kind of he wasn't ready and fucked up his attack quite badly. I can't believe. Okay, your turn. What do you do?
All right, next to me. So I draw another arrow and I attempt to fire at the second goblin.
Okay.
I don't want to
Um,
slow down the game, but I think there is like some sort of feat you get or some sort of penalty in firing in close
I
combat.
was just about to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Oh,
I was,
okay.
I was
That's a
just
thing.
gonna bring that up. That's the first thing I was looking for.
Right.
Because you have a wolf
Ugh.
and a goblin up in your melee range, and so I
I
think
got a sword. That's right.
I think where would it be? Ranged attack. Okay. But anyway, there is definitely some kind of
I think it's like it used to be a -4 unless you got a feat for it.
yeah.
in
No,
early
I think
editions.
I think it gives disadvantage in this version.
Ah, okay.
That's rough.
Weapons, weapon properties, range. Okay. Oh, there we go. Range attack in melee. Okay, range attacks. Yep. So you have disadvantage if you choose to use a ranged weapon while
okay,
there's something in melee range of you.
Okay, yeah. Canceling that, drawing short sword and stabbing
Okay.
the wolf.
So you can
In the
draw your
face.
short sword as part of your movement, so that's fine. And you
Yep.
can make melee attacks.
Stabbing wolf in face. Commence.
Stabbing the wolf. Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ooh, 12, and that is a
+5, so that's 17. That'll hit the
17.
wolf.
Nice. 1d6.
1d6 plus 3. So this wolf is like snapping at you like all rabid, and you can see that this wolf is quite large and has
Yes, and pissed off.
and it's a tough wolf, definitely. He's got quite some scars, some battle scars on him.
I did a 1.
That's 3 damage.
I did a 1.
And you stab yourself in the knee.
Better than taking an arrow.
Love a no kneecap off.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yep. Okay. So, and I'm gonna mark damage on the wolf. Okay. And it's now the wolf's turn. He's gonna bite
Just
you back.
poke wolf. Poke wolf. Not
He's gonna
good.
bite you back with a 7 to hit. Come on, wolf.
Oh.
That's a 3. That's okay. Wolf has a snap. Somehow can't get you. Being someone from the wild who used to fending off creatures like this, so you do that with remarkable ease, despite your how overwhelmed you are
Hit-filled pants.
numerically. Oh
And
my
in the
God,
corner.
Max. Seriously, I was like, that's not advantageous position. You're in a corner. All right. Bugbear Morningstar attack. That is 10 to hit. That was a 6
14.
plus 4. No, 6 plus 4.
Oh,
6 plus 4 doesn't hit. You have high AC, man. That's good.
fucking hell.
And then the goblin. The other goblin. Short sworded. I'm changing dice. That was a 6. 10 to hit. Doesn't hit your AC. So it's a flurry, and you're just like with wood elf agility. You're like fending them off with your bow, with like a bow in one hand, sword in the other, just kind of fending off like a madman.
Dodging and doing some dance moves.
Yeah. I'm
Meant to
literally
juggle
getting,
at the same time.
I'm getting my other dice out, and I'm
Cut to
you know
the
what,
group outside. I wake up and be like, oh, not back yet. Where is he?
I'm still waiting.
I'm
Don't
just
worry,
gonna
go back to sleep.
I'm gonna let the computer do my rolls now. Okay, your turn again.
Okay, so I attack the goblin this time with sword.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
6, 5. So
That's 21 to hit.
21.
What?
Yeah, that hits.
What?
Damn.
He's not a spellcaster, man. He's good at this stuff.
Oh,
So these combat
1d6.
types. 1d6.
Dead 6 plus a 3.
Three.
That's
That's
fucking
9. You've dispatched the goblin.
Dispatch
Um,
the
Describe what happens.
Describe it, man.
God.
You're killing it.
So fend off the wolf, dodge the way of the file, and then dodge back into the Prisma wall against the wall to get dodge the goblin's attack, and then I spear the goblin in the throat, and then just pull it out and slashes him onto the ground with the force of the edge of the blade,
Okay.
dispatching him.
Nice. So you've slain 2 goblins. You've still got a wolf and a bugbear to contend with. And it's now the wolf's turn. Still snapping. This thing is now like angry at you. You've been fending off, and
So
you
pissed.
can
So
now smell the
pissed.
blood of. You can smell the blood of the goblins. And it's all amped up. You can see a little bit of foam in the
And you almost
in the mouth of this wolf, and you can hear now Clark of the Cragmore bugbear scream, "Tear out his throat, Ripper! Tear it out! Bring it to me!" The Ripper, the wolf, is now going to make his attack roll with a biting attack. An 8 plus 4 is 12 to hit.
Missed.
Okay. Clark is now going to give you a smack as well. Kind
Please no.
of the blood-curdling roar.
Look,
You
you,
now
don't,
hear
you
the
don't even
sound-
need the goblins.
These sounds of battle are now starting to ring throughout the cave, and you can hear these echoes in Clark's battle roar. You know, it's echoed through the cave. And he's now going to try and hit you again with his Morning Star.
What?
Oh
It
my
does
God.
not hit you. Still.
Slippery.
Oh.
Slippery elf
very
in the
slippery.
corner.
Okay, and you manage to evade certain death once more.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the sword and stab the wolf this time. Again.
Okay. So describe how you're doing this. Are you like in a flurry of...
Let him roll first and then
Let's-
describe it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that, yeah. Oh, okay, that's 6 and a...
You said on the
five,
wolf?
11. On the wolf, 11.
11. It does not hit the wolf. But the wolf now manages to just kind of do one of those like ducks, like it just drops straight away from that hit, evading your attack. It's now the wolf's turn. He's gonna try and come back and kind of now jump up at you with its bite attacking with like a little extra ferocity here. Just making sure I'm doing this right. Okay. The natural 20.
No.
I think that's a crit as well, but I'm not sure if
That
it
is a
was-
crit.
Yeah.
That is a crit.
Bye, guys.
You must. You now have to roll a strength saving throw.
Okay, so D20?
Mm-hmm.
And add your strength.
Ooh.
Your saving throw.
Eight.
Your saving throw for strength is a +3. Which,
Well, wait, how do I calculate saving
It's
throws?
10, isn't it?
well, on your character sheet.
Oh my god.
On your character sheet. You see how saving throws your strength is +3. Dex is +5.
Oh, okay,
for saving
okay,
throws.
right,
So
yeah. I
this
got
is a
confused
strength
before
saving
because
throw.
I rolled all this, like, before we... just for calculation. I thought we meant rolling as in we roll it, and then we calculate it, and then that's put into the game, so I got confused by that. I'll get rid of that shit. Because
Of what?
my saving... Like, I rolled a whole bunch of rolls, like, up the top, like, way further back. Like, there's just a whole bunch from me.
Oh right.
And that was me just rolling those at like the start of the game, just rolling
like your
those.
stats.
Yeah, my stats. Yeah.
No, your stats are already in your character sheet. You've already got your stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
The stats were provided.
That's what I was rolling the saving roll stats.
That's alright.
So that's why I got confused.
You made exactly the saving throw. I'm just like 11. I don't know if you see that, but
Yeah.
Oh, what?
yeah.
No
You
way.
it was gonna knock you prone. It was
It's
Anyway,
gonna kill me.
okay, I'm rolling for the wolf. The bite attack, it does 2d4 plus 2 because it's a crit. I'm going to roll the 2d4 and double the die. So 7, 14 damage plus 2. 16 damage. 16 piercing damage.
99. I am currently on 11 hit points.
You
So you're -5?
in 5th edition it only goes to 0, and then we go on to death saving throws.
Saving throws, yeah.
0. I am at 0. Plus a -5.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Just
I'll wake up and I
Cage
say,
Rock.
well,
roll a d20, Max.
There's rolling dice
Okay.
in my head as I'm
That's fine.
dead.
Can you mark one death saving throw success?
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah,
that's
just-
character sheet.
dying. Okay. Right. Yep, done that.
Now I feel I'm not sure what I should do here, because technically you are unconscious and bleeding out to die. I feel that the wolf would just finish you off.
Yeah,
And
I'm dead.
If that's what's gonna happen, then that's what's gonna happen.
that's just how it goes.
that's just how it goes.
I thought my match ended as soon as it started.
Yeah.
Describe what happens.
Kidok, describe your death. The wolf
Okay, so
biting you.
As a valiant effort, I attempt to fend off the wolf, but I missed the first attack after dodging the other one from the bear thingy mabob. And then the wolf, as I move the sword over the wolf's head, the wolf ducks and sees an open position on my rib cage. So he jumps to attack and then doesn't down completely straight away, but the bite managed to crush possibly several punctures of the lungs and heart and important things. And then I go down and bleeding out.
It fades to black.
Kid from a dragon got killed by a wolf.
Hey. I'm just checking one thing.
Unless you guys
Why
can
you
hear this noise come out of this little fissure, go down there, alert the other wolves, and clattering, and then comes down to you guys.
Avalok. K-Dark is still not here.
Has been another half now.
We should move on.
Bye.
That's what my character would do. I'm sorry, but I need to, yeah.
I'm looking at the cave entrance.
Let's take a break. 5 seconds. Why didn't you just climb down the fissure?
I don't because it was 30 feet down. They were already coming at me. There was 4 of them, 1 wolf, and there was 2 wolves down the bottom.
He was in a trap, that's true.
Literally, like, none of them had, like, they couldn't
my
ranged
other
attack
option
you.
was to, like...
Wolves can't climb.
Yes, but the other thing can.
But, yeah, the goblins could.
2
But
wolves.
you had distance on them, though. You could have, like, outclimbed them.
Oh.
You're faster, you little wood elf.
No, to be honest, I think he played
had
well.
40 feet movement. You literally had long strider.
But it already took me a lot of effort to get up and then over. If I went...
It did take you it did take you
It would've
3
taken
turns to
them
get up.
effort
It would have
to
taken
follow.
them even longer. Because you had long strider, you had a buff. It took you 3 turns to get up, it would have taken them maybe 4 to get down.
Yeah, but
So you
then again,
made it.
if I was in that situation, I would probably fight to death. To be honest, like 2-story foot drop below me. Maybe I would have tried climbing down.
Was to run past the goblins further into the cave.
If you run past, they get 3 hits on you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because
You
instead
want
of spending
insult,
your attack, instead of spending your action to focus on your... whatever, you
Well,
have to try and... You can spend an action to disengage without getting attacks, but you don't get to... Like, you can move and spend your action on a disengage, in which you defend from attacks of opportunity. But, anyway. Long may we remember Keydark.
Rest in
Player of
peace.
gold.
well, we don't know he's dead still, but
No,
yeah,
well,
you got
I'm
no
just-
idea.
yeah, of course,
Um,
yeah, out of character.
I never really caught his name.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't catch
He kept on
anything.
staring, he kept on
You
staring
was-
off into the
He was
sky.
stoned the entire time.
I could not have hoped.
Wait, let's just
for
finish
a
up.
death
Let's finish up. Let's
Yeah,
finish up.
yeah, finish up.
Um,
So, going back to the...
As night begins to
Flying.
fall, the cicadas chirp. I don't know. Like, I'll probably ask the GM this question.
Yep.
The screams of battle. Would we have heard that being taken into account? The rustling of the waters, taking account the ambience, taking into account us being 50 meters away from the cave, and taking account, that fight is taking place at least maybe 30 meters into a cave.
Yeah.
Would we have heard anything? Probably. Like, I'm winded, dying basically.
You know what,
so is
guys?
Gilmore.
Perceptions.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Roll your
probably.
perception.
Oh my
Perceptions.
god, what the fuck?
Because I did say that Clark had a
Alright.
quite big battle roar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he might come to the rescue.
I might be able to live.
Oh no, that's with perception. Sorry, that's 14. It's not the passive, or was that? Oh no, that's an active.
No,
Sorry. I'm retarded.
this is active perception.
Alright, Yep. That's with
Avalok, you can hear
24.
a distant trailing roar from the cave. And
Oh.
it's... I mean... Sorry, just out of character, like... Keydark has died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, he's dead, but I don't know
He's
he's
dead.
actually dead. But I can hear. But I
But
can
you did hear a
faintly hear a roar. Oh, well, imagine, well. And as I sort of so still and just.
As I'm kind of interrupting you, I don't hear it.
Mm.
With like a 11. Look, we should start heading off.
I'm still sort of
Have a
staring
look.
towards the cave. What? Yes. Sorry.
What's wrong?
I thought I heard a roar coming from the cave. And I'm pretty sure Wood Elven friend doesn't roar.
Let's leave.
It's too late. Yeah, so let's get our Gilmore over here up and let's go.
All right.
I'm not quite
That's
prancing around or skipping, but I am leisurely strolling around.
I am trying to give you a hand, and even though I'm wounded myself, I am actively
We're
trying
like
to.
kind of like leaning on each other, but I'm leading him
Yeah.
around trees, and
Yeah.
I'm like telling him the different types of trees and all types of stuff, and he's just hating life.
Keeping an eye out because like
Keeping an eye out
he's
as
doing
well.
very well.
As well, deep in thought that we're just possibly just left a companion to die. As yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm walking back towards the towards the orcs.
Yeah, we can follow my drawings back to the camp.
Yeah.
Oh
Back to
yes,
the-
yeah,
back to the road. So
Squiggle.
Should we
Yeah,
have? I don't know. If
follow
this
the
is the end of
squirrel.
session, I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, should we have soliloquies?
So tell me where you're heading back to the supply
heading back to the
wagon?
ops. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna take camp there for the night?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we
Yes.
yeah, we'll take camp. Yeah.
Okay. It's a long rest, I'll say,
Mhm.
and so this is something that can only happen in a long rest. You guys have actually leveled up from the enemies you've dispatched,
Level up.
and as well as the milestone in the campaign.
Holy shit.
You can now all mark that you're level 2.
2.
I'm
Well,
just
that's-
looking up some other long rest stuff, just in terms of healing.
Mhm.
And I mean, up to you guys if we keep going for a little bit or not.
I was thinking we could do soliloquies.
I
That'd be interesting.
personally
I don't know what
Yeah.
to say.
love to continue. I don't mind either way. I do like rubbing dirt in people's faces and singing to them. So
Yeah.
Max, roll another character.
Quick, man, I can.
Max, get Axel's sheet.
What was the thing too? Oh, I was gonna say something shit. I've forgotten.
I'm keen to give soliloquies a bit of a go. I think that would be very interesting.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know what to say. Fucking.
I've got nothing. I've been high the whole time.
Well, if you so choose,
Gotta read
why don't we do
my
journals?
Yeah.
Not so much like soliloquies, but just what you're writing in your journal. Most adventurers keep a journal. You know, just
Alright.
kind of write down what they did today, or just make notes, even if it's just dot points.
Writing inside the journal of Siege Tiber. What a fucking day it was today, eh? Surrounded by crazy elves, an half-elf, high on mushrooms the entire day. And of course Alakar, whatever his name is, that bastard who had helped me that one time. And now because he helped me that one time, I owe him a debt, eh? To the hell's the lot of them, the elves. And the foolhardy Kaedark that went into the wells by himself. Crazy lots, the rest of them. At least I'm still alive, barely. Aye. But the worst part of all, that damn dwarf Gundran died with my gold. That bastard. Ugh. Full of goblin arrows and stab wounds. What a shit day it was today. As I lean back Are you okay, Alok?
Have a look, I guess.
Sorry, Alabak. That's good.
You seem to have been writing quite if to coin a word to it, viciously in the journal of yours.
Yes. It's just a count of all the inventory we have. Fold it up and put it away safely in the pouch. I'm just keeping inventory of all the goods that we have to deliver since essentially our employer has passed until further notice. We are in possession of some goods, and so we need to recoup our losses for our time spent here. Either way, let's just try to make it through the night alive. You okay,
Let's
Gilmore?
Yeah, I was just reading. I got a on that level up. I got a ability called Song of Rest, so now we can heal when we stop. Yeah. How am I? I'm all right. I'm still kind of, a little bit out of it. I'm writing in my journal like nicely and neatly. I can't draw for shit, but I can write really elegantly. So I'm writing in my journal that we set out today with a party of 4, myself included. We came across some horses, which I valiantly slayed 3 goblins and left 1 alive, just so he could run back and tell the rest of his people how much of a badass I am. There was 2 other guys around, but they didn't do much. This one person, though, particular of note, Siege, seemed really interested in trees for some reason, so I thought I would just explain to him what trees were and ones were which, and he seemed to really appreciate that. One of our elves is gone. Don't know where. Maybe he'll come back.
I feel like maybe he'll come back and that's the end of the I like.
Have a look. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I noticed.
Get XP.
writing writing and sounds like, well, I suppose if that's the thing to do, and then at this point I unbutton my little satchel or whatever and get one of my pages out. I suppose. So this is how it is with travel with companions. It's quite strange. Everyone's those and bold, and the one was a single idea to get done, but then all of a sudden goblins attack. Just mess everywhere. Well, considering we're not getting paid, and considering that I wasn't that dwarf, that was particular good. Was it a business partner which can't actually allow me to move around this region anymore because he's the only one new, and then they know now. So I guess I'm kind of stuck here. Well, if anything, we'll continue to the main city and hopefully not die, like I'm pretty sure a certain wood elf did. Those screens weren't his, but I could surmise. Yeah, that's all good.
I'm still
Okay.
remaining positive, happy. I'm glad because
As
I'm
is your
warm
character.
and I have somewhere to sleep.